one seeds have earned their spots to the Final Four this weekend right here in San Antonio. Last time all number one seeds made it to the Final Four, 2008, right here in San Antonio. Final Four, 2008, all are number one seeds. Mercifully, there are only 8 games remaining in the Spurs season. Next up, the Orlando Magic inside the Frost Bank Center tomorrow night.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We survived Las Vegas.
Well, I'm not sure yet.
We made it home.
We're home. I'm dragging a little today, but it's all good. Good trip, a lot of fun, and some good work done as well.
Work.
That's right.
Yeah, work.
It was a good trip, though. It really was.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
good trip.
Great time in Vegas. Circa Las Vegas is just an outstanding partnership, friendship, great place to work, and certainly a great place to play. I've already had some people like next time.
Next time. Yeah.
The FOMO was real for a lot of you. I know we were told while we were out there, go ahead and book it. August 21st, I think, will be their big contest weekend that they do.
All right, good.
So we plan on going there. So you can book your flights, plan for that weekend. Don't book your rooms yet until we get the promo code because we will save you money.
Absolutely.
On booking your rooms with that promo code. It's not live yet, but I am told that is happening.
Yeah. That's good news. We were told that early.
Yes.
Right? Like on Saturday. So, no, it's been a great partnership with them, and I think they kind of like us as much as we like them.
Yes, the relationship, the fan stuff, and watching the games, because Derek Stevens, who is the owner of Circa Las Vegas, he's from Michigan, and so you had a Michigan State game followed by a Michigan game. So we were at an area there that was kind of reserved for Derek and his invited guests, and somehow we managed to get behind the ropes for that. It was awesome. But the guy's got a Michigan State hat on for the first game and then flips it right to a Michigan hat. I'm like, wait a minute. Aren't you one or the other?
That's kind of like rooting for Texas and Texas A&M, isn't it?
He said, well, I think he's for anything out of Michigan he's a fan of.
I got you.
Is what he said, because both were Circa Las Vegas hats with the logo on it. My guess is they probably have some sort of sponsorship deal with both schools, but thought that was kind of interesting. And I will tell you, that Michigan State game coming down to the wire, nobody went up and talked to him for about 8 to 10 minutes just at the end of that game. That dude was into it, and, nobody would going up to say hi or try to get a little FaceTime with him.
Glad he's got to be a little disappointed last night. The Spartans tried to rally back.
They did.
And couldn't get it done. So just fell way behind. I tell you what, both of those games yesterday were nuts. I mean, Houston just dominated Tennessee. I mean, complete domination. Yep. And then Auburn did the same thing to Michigan State for a while.
Well, they did, but you look at the Michigan State, and, a lot of people in that area were rooting for Michigan State, or at least had their money on Michigan State. And the number was 3.5, and they missed it by a half.
Yeah, I know.
The heartbreak. My big ticket was Texas Tech plus 7.5. So I would say I was able to cash that one, but it was still in my wallet. Well, I took it out of my wallet when we got home, and I got to keep this until we go back in August.
That's I'm just going to throw it out there. That's rich people problems.
What do you mean?
Dude, I'd have cashed that thing immediately. Pledge would have cashed that thing immediately. Are you keeping your wallet? It's just what? Yeah, I'll get it later.
Well, my thinking was, how do I explain this? Let's see.
Yeah.
You know where I was on Saturday.
Yeah.
We were out at the pool.
Yeah.
And I will say I thought I was up for the weekend until I saw my final bill from Circa Las Vegas, because we rented one of those cabanas out there and was doing all the food and beverage deal on that thing.
Yep.
And we did a lot of damage.
A lot of damage. Easy to do.
Easy
when
to do.
When you're out there doing that.
Well, it's easy to do, although I will say a lot easier when you realize everything that your kid ordered on your tab.
Well, you ought to be used to that.
I am used to that, but in reality, it was like, all right.
That's the way it goes. Did she have a good time?
She had a good time, and her friends had a better time.
No, well, there you go. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
I tell you what, gambling-wise, I wasn't a good weekend until Saturday night.
Saturday night, we're playing blackjack. And I won't say how many thousands Ryan Eagle is up, but he's buying lunch for the rest of the year, right?
Dude, I had a hell of a run.
He had a hell of a run.
My wife and I we went down to the Strip for a little while, and I won money there on the blackjack table, and then came back to Circa and won money there.
Dude, we were playing blackjack. It was our whole group at this blackjack table and nobody else, except for every now and then somebody'd come up and throw down a couple $100, lose, and move on. I could not get a good card to save my life.
You were snake bit. I think you were the only one at the table not winning.
I wasn't, but I was not going to move because I didn't want to change the flow of the cards, because my daughter, who started with $200, was up to $1,100. I was losing, and she's winning, and then you were winning, and my wife was winning, and then Eric, and I was not.
Well, you're a hell of a team player. That's good.
Yeah, but I was playing minimums and taking those bad cards, and I wasn't getting any good cards. It's not like I was playing bad or play. I just didn't get the cards, but everybody else was, so I didn't want to stop, because then that screws up the rest of the table. But you would think that my kid was like, "Here, Dad, you can have this." No,
your kid. How about your wife? I think she won more money than anybody.
She did well.
She did really well.
She did. So Team Minix did well. Individual player Jason did not. But overall, all of that barely paid the bar tab at the pool.
Awesome stuff, man. Great trip. That's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, Pledge, you're looking at me. I would probably say 5 or 6 different rounds of shots.
Woo!
Not to mention all the beer and everything else.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, you didn't take that many shots.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, you wonder why the ticket's still in my wallet? Because I forgot. Let's face it. Our ride to the airport was scheduled for 8:15, and
that was early, dude.
And I want to say we got up at 7:15 and realized, we're leaving soon, and we have not even started to pack yet. Like, everything just thrown in there, and you're racing to get to the airport.
Yep. But it's still, though, it's hard to get in that limo even at 8:15 in the morning and not have something.
Well, of course, Ryan Eagle's playing bartender. Like, all right, we're going with screwdrivers. It's 8:15.
Well, of course.
Yes.
We're still in Vegas.
Yes.
We got to go.
Yeah.
But I will be making a little. I don't know. It's gonna be a few days. I got to dry out.
No,
man.
You're fine.
No,
you're
I got to
fine.
dry out. My liver's going.
You're fine.
I love you.
Your liver is fine. Your liver is fine.
It's all good, man. All good.
You're not going to put it over the top at this point, so just keep it rolling.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
I probably have withdrawals. I'm good.
You're still shaking?
No, I'm not. Now, yesterday, because we're in bed by 9:30 last night.
Really?
I'm not kidding, man. I was tired. Well, we watched the last episode of Reacher for the season, which was pretty damn good. I'll tell you that. But yeah, after that, it was like nighty night.
We went to bed at 11.
Ugh, dude, couldn't do it, man.
I didn't want to change up the routine. And so.
Well, then you should have stayed up till 3 or 4 in the morning.
Well. Not the Vegas routine.
Oh,
what I was worried if I would have went to bed early, because I did take a nap when we got home. And so I was like, I don't want to, if I go to bed early, I'm going to wake up at 3 a.m. and screw up the rest of the week. Don't want to do that. So got caught up on White Lotus, which I don't know if you've been watching that, but White Lotus is fantastic. And we got a busy week.
We do.
Valero Texas Open is this week. Final Four is set this week in San Antonio. Plan now, Friday, we're going to be down on the Riverwalk with our friends from Flight by Yingling. Let's talk about the Final Four. All 4-1 seeds. They are coming.
Crazy.
Chalk. Let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
In just the third year after Coach K, Duke is returning to basketball's biggest stage.
War Eagle and the #1 overall seed in the tournament is dancing on the San Antonio Texans.
Florida 84, Texas Tech 79, and the Gators go to San Antonio.
H-Town ready to invade the Alamo City. The Houston Cougars, for the 7th time in school history, are headed to the Final Four. And the #1 seed in the Midwest advancing to San Antonio. And a short 3-hour drive awaits to the Final Four next week.
The Final Four is set. That's how it sounded on Westwood One and here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star all weekend long. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. It is the Blitz. Final Four is coming, and if you're not going to be at the game Saturday or the championship Monday, you'll be able to listen to it right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And I know Friday we'll be live on the Riverwalk. Kind of created a headquarters with our friends from Flight by Yingling. We're going to be at the Flight by Yingling Hoop headquarters at the Agave Bar and Serape Room there on the Riverwalk. Going to be a great place. So if you're going down to the festivities or the games, perfect stop to kick things off with our friends from Flight by Yingling. The flight team will be there all weekend long before each game, offering pregame beer so you can get some great food and cold flight all weekend, starting with the Blitz this Friday, 2 to 6 at the Agave Bar with Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Dude, and you know the Riverwalk is going to be rocking on Friday.
Yes.
There's no doubt because all the teams, everybody will be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make plans to come join us on Friday. Beer Santa will be there, so you know there'll be a lot of cold beer,
Yes,
a lot of
sir.
cold flight.
Absolutely. Now, a couple of things, right? You kick yourself for not trusting your gut. Bracket comes out, and I talked about this. I do a bracket every year. You know, comes out without thinking, just go through. It's done in less than 2 minutes. And I had 4 1 seeds. I said, well, that ain't going to happen. And so I made a few adjustments. I'm still doing well on our ESPN.com San Antonio Sports Star Challenge. But I took a 1 seed out because that never happens. Although when it does happen, it happens in San Antonio. Now, the good news is, because I'm a 1 bracket guy, this year I've got 2. Because I put that same bracket in a Yahoo deal with some friends, and there's cash involved there. I did not make the change, and that one I have Houston winning it all. And the one on ESPN, I had Houston losing because, hell, I had them last year winning it all, and they didn't. So I took them out and have Duke winning it all on my bragging rights one for the station. I'd rather win the money, right?
Yep. Yeah. Look, dude, I'm proud of you for the 1 seeds. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Me neither. I mean, as great as they are, but when you look at it, try to pick the upset. I mean, they tried, but they showed their dominance and they got there. So what do you do?
I don't know.
I mean,
it's what you do. There you go.
How many people did exactly what I did, where you put it together and you go, well, there's no way. And then you go and you try to find upsets because it just never happens that a tournament is as chalky as this one has gone.
Well, you know, and we've talked about it. I think NIL has a lot to do with that. And the teams with the money, they can get the players, are winning. I mean, it's just that. And look, Houston was phenomenal defensively against Tennessee. That may have been the best defense that I've seen in a long time. They were just shutting Tennessee down completely. But, look, I like Florida. I picked Florida to win it. But I don't see anybody stopping Duke. I just don't. That team is just loaded from top to bottom.
They're so good.
They are so good.
And so now you look at what you have here. Because, I mean, I thought Tennessee had a chance to get here. That Tennessee is who I originally had. Obviously wrong. Well, I say originally. After I changed it because my gut said Houston. But Florida, Auburn, Duke, Houston, you can't ask for, I mean, how lucky are we as a city that this is the group that is coming? Now, if Texas Tech would have somehow made it, the fact that you have a Texas team playing in Texas, you imagine fans are going to be driving in from Houston, trying to scoop up tickets. You look at the nationwide fan base that the Florida Gators have for all sports. You look at Duke and their basketball fan base. Auburn, get the churros ready. Charles is going to be ready. So I mean, we are so fortunate when you look at the Final Four here and the fan bases that are going to be flooding into our city. It's great.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. And again, Friday and Saturday on the Riverwalk are going to be nuts. I mean, they really are going to be nuts. So looking forward to all of that and all the hoopla and festivities. And then, dude, what a sports weekend we've got in San Antonio. You have the Valero Texas Open going on as well. And it's just we're blessed, man. We got a lot of good stuff here this weekend.
Dude, it's just going to be such a fun weekend with everything going on. And the basketball that we had, let me clarify, the college basketball, because the Spurs are just awful right now. That can't end soon enough.
Oh, my gosh. I wish they could just throw in the white flag right now. Just, we're done. It's over. I mean, honestly, it's hard to watch at this point in time. It really is, at least for me. And I had somebody on our YouTube page just a few minutes ago, Hector Alicia, let's talk Spurs. What are we going to talk about? I'm just curious how bad they suck. Especially defensively.
It's so bad.
My gosh, they're awful. It's just awful.
So of the games this weekend, like I said, my Texas Tech ticket, 84-79, the final there. Duke, the way they dominated Alabama. And so you start looking at the different matchups. And yesterday, I mean, the Auburn-Michigan State game was a lot of fun. But Houston-Tennessee, the idea that, what was Tennessee, 1 of 15 from 3 in the first half?
Yeah, it was bad.
I mean, they played tight, 69-50, and it doesn't even feel like it was that close. Houston won that game in the first 10 minutes. And so when we can talk about how good Duke looks, and we get a week to talk about this. But what about Houston? Like, you can even say this to a degree about Auburn, or Florida. Everybody coming has a legit chance at cutting down the nets when it's all said and done.
I just don't know if, as good as Houston is defensively, if they're going to be able to slow Duke down. That's going to be something to watch, because I'm going to tell you what, and the reason Tennessee was so tight yesterday, and I watched that entire game on the plane.
Yeah,
coming home, and Houston's defense, it's impressive, man. They were just suffocating Tennessee, and I think the Volunteers just finally panicked and they started throwing stuff up and couldn't do anything, and it's an impressive defense. The test for them, though, is going to be, can you slow down Duke's offense with all of the scores that they have? It's going to be tough.
It's just so deep. Florida-Auburn is the early game, just after 5, followed by Duke in Houston, which is going to be around 8. I know that you'll see a time, 7:49. It won't.
No, never.
It won't.
It never does.
Never.
It'll be later than that. Trust me. Always is. But that's going to be a hell of a nightcap. Both of those games. Now, I don't know. Auburn and Florida obviously have played twice already this year. I'm not sure what their records are. I'd have
Florida,
to look at that.
Florida beat Auburn in the SEC champion in the tournament championship game.
So maybe they've met 3 times.
So I mean, when you look at the 2 SEC teams that are playing each other in the national semifinals, it's weird because all year Auburn was the best team.
Yep.
But then they struggled late down the stretch after they had everything wrapped up and did not end up winning the SEC tournament. Florida did. Now, if you're Bruce Pearl, I mean, this is easy. I mean, you guys can have that trophy because I want this one. But I don't know what you could take from that SEC tournament game and apply good, bad, or indifferent, because Auburn was not playing good basketball to start this tournament, but they're playing good basketball now. So whatever stride they lost there down the stretch of the regular season, they seem to have found that stride again. Because I know a lot of people were quick to jump off Auburn because of the way they were playing. But yet here they are and looking good doing it.
Well, no, they are, although they tried to blow that game yesterday. And that's what worries me. And you look at Florida, I mean, my goodness, you talk about sailing under a lucky star. There's 2 games in this tournament that they should have lost. And Texas Tech just completely blew that game. I mean, completely blew it. But you got to give Florida some credit, don't you? I mean, you have to. They just do whatever it takes to win. And they've done it twice now in this tournament, and they just seem to get it done. But they are fortunate to be here in San Antonio. There's no doubt.
You look, I mean, and that's exact. Good teams find ways to win games. Now, I mean, Texas Tech was fortunate, I think, to even have an opportunity to lose to Florida because, you know, Arkansas blows a 16-point lead, which in college basketball that late with good teams, hard to do, especially with a coach like Coach Cal who knows when to call a timeout and when to draw up a play and go from there. But that said, I think Tennessee's a well-coached team, but what you saw from them, they couldn't do anything. And at what point, and I know they talked about this some on the halftime show, at what point do you say, our plays aren't working, let's do something different? And the fact that Rick Barnes never changed what they were doing, to me, was a little bit shocking. At some point, don't you come up with something different? Or, you know, clearly they have scouted you. Your plays aren't working. What adjustments can you make? And we didn't really see that from a Rick Barnes team. That was surprising.
Well, I mean, look, again, you said it. They lost that game in the first 10 minutes. They did move the ball a little bit better in the second half, but they had such a hole to climb out of. It wasn't going to happen. So props to Houston in that defense. I tell you what, I was very impressed. And I know they're a good defensive team. Both of those teams, Tennessee and Houston, both. But Houston just stepped it up, man, and they were just all over Tennessee all day long yesterday.
Fun basketball.
Yep.
And the Final Four is here. But I know this is going to sound kind of weird, right? I mean, my wife is signed up to be one of the volunteers, and she went to the volunteer orientation the other day and, you know, get your hat and your shirt and all that kind of stuff. But getting off the plane yesterday, seeing the airport, and I don't think it was that way when we left Wednesday. Everything Final Four, all the merch that you could buy at the airport, it felt like, man, you're in the Final Four city.
Oh, yeah.
Getting off the airplane yesterday when we were flying back from Las Vegas. So it's here. It's time. I cannot wait. So many different things will be going on in San Antonio as it relates to the NCAA Men's Final Four this weekend. You got the NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest presented by Capital One, which all kinds of interactive games, giveaways, celebrity appearances. There is a Fan Fest discount code. You can get 50% off your Fan Fest tickets when you use code ALPHAMedia25 at ncaa.com/MFF for Men's Final Four /events. ALPHAMedia25. That will save you 50% on your tickets. Now, if you got kids, that's easy because kids 12 and under are free. But mom and dad are going to need a ticket. So we're going to save you some money there. Alpha Media 25. We got some free ones we'll give away later, too.
Dude, that is so much fun, the Fan Fest.
Yep.
Going down there and being a part of all of that. It's a lot of fun. Even if you can't go to the games, get on down there and have some fun in the Fan Fest. And again, just the excitement that's going to be downtown this weekend is worth going down there and having some fun. And it's going to be a big party all weekend long.
Reese's Final Four Friday, where you can go watch open practices, the music festival, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's Pitbull on Friday, Jelly Roll on Saturday, Chris Stapleton on Sunday as the headliners, the tip-off tailgate, watch parties for both the men's and women's games. It's just going to be a blast, all happening in our city. Downtown, it's two things. Either get down there and have a great time or avoid it.
One of the two, yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah, exactly.
You do you, but
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do one of the two.
Do one of the two. One of the two. It's going to be a fantastic weekend in San Antonio with the Final Four and the Valero Texas Open. Make sure you want to have a lot of energy to be able to get through that. And if, well, you're over 40 and energy isn't what it used to be, go to the website, fixmylowt.com. That's where you need to go. If you've been running out of energy or getting tired easily, you need Synergenics. They're all about helping men feel their best with TRT, otherwise known as testosterone replacement therapy. Synergenics has clinics all over the San Antonio area in convenient locations, so you can walk in, see a real medical provider, and get started. Simple, no hassle. Guys love Synergenics because treatment plans are made just for you. I'm sure you've seen online TRT services popping up everywhere. Nobody wants to be stuck waiting for test kits, lab results, and meds. I know I don't. You can go right now to Synergenics and get it done fast in person, and it's customized to you. Personalized treatment is key, as not all guys have the same testosterone levels. At Synergenics, their personalized therapy goes beyond standard treatments. They've been the go-to experts in TRT for well over a decade, and during the month of April, the consultation is free. Treatment is covered by most major insurance. Take advantage of this limited offer. It's a super affordable way to check your testosterone levels and to change your life. So if you're feeling off, don't wait. Synergenics helps men like you get back to feeling full of energy and ready to take on anything. So if you're struggling to lose a few pounds, they can take care of that with prescription weight loss treatment options. What you need to do, take control of your health today. Head to fixmylowt.com to book your appointment. That's fixmylowt.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. Hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Fly by England and sponsored by Ancira.com and PBL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Barbecue season is back. Hey, it's Ellen.
And this is Sarah Beth.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese.
I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and our Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we're dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Does this sound like your marriage? Wake up and realize that there's a better life waiting. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. At Barton & Associates, we specialize in navigating the complexities of divorce law, protecting your best interests, and ensuring you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but here's the thing. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control of the process and secure your future. If you're serious about protecting yourself and securing your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team you need. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. If you're tired of this, then start your better life today with Barton & Associates. Visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Made in America, highest quality. That's Connecticut Quality Water Softeners. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
ConnecticutSA.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate that. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Right now, there's a whole conversation going on in there that we're not talking here, so it's like 2 in 1.
Oh, you're talking about YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Mm-hmm.
Although Redbird's Junkie is making a hell of a point.
Uh-oh.
Really good point.
What?
You want me to tell you? I just thought you could read it for yourself and be happy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. How about that? Cardinals start 3-0, baby.
Hey, man, it's March. Enjoy it.
I'm just saying.
The success won't last long. Talk to me in June.
Beats the hell out of 0-3, doesn't it?
Sure.
Okay, then.
I mean, torpedo bats and all. Let's go.
Torpedo bats. Well, unfortunately, the Cards don't have those.
Well, not that you know of.
Well, they might. I hope they get them.
Well, I mean, they're legal. So we'll see.
I'm just happy the Brewers are 0-3.
Yes.
Edwin.
Why are you talking to a guy in the middle of his nap?
I'm just telling him.
You gonna leave him a little note?
I might leave him a little note. Excellent start. Look, it's it is just March. It's only 3 games in.
Although at the end of March, tomorrow's April 1st.
Is that crazy?
Uh-huh.
Nuts.
Yep.
We're gonna do something stupid tomorrow. It's April Fool's Day.
No. Well, I mean, we'll do something stupid, but it won't be a joke.
No joke.
It's just a normal day for Joe.
Well, I mean, we got to pull a joke on somebody. Got to be somebody we can mess with.
Well, there's so much going on. And I do, April Fool's jokes can be fun. Although tomorrow everybody has to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Cautious. Because you might see a legit reporter tweet out Micah Parsons to sign for $500 million.
I'm sure that's going to happen. Yeah.
That, Dak Prescott has been traded to Cleveland. Although, I don't know. I mean, Kellen Mond didn't throw the ball bad yesterday, but could he get traded to the San Antonio Brahmas? I mean, you never know what you're going to see, right? And so you always got to be a little careful. The tush push was banned or not. Hopefully they announce that today and not tomorrow, because you just got to make sure that it's real. The owners are all meeting down in Florida. Lovely spot to gather. More importantly, the media were like, yeah, this is awesome. All of them doing their TV hits from the beach in working from the Starbucks with the ocean view, getting a lot of work done. And you've got the Cowboys making quite a bit of news, although not really. But Stephen Jones did have some interesting things to say yesterday when he talked. They're not done. He's almost telling us a trade is in the works for something, but not really what.
Backup quarterback.
But it's got to be backup quarterback.
Right? Sounds like it.
It's what it sounds like, although, the fact that he would just be that so open about, yeah, we're working on a trade. And the other part, too, is just how damn cheap this team really is. I know when he said this,
we're going to be selectively aggressive.
I said, that tells me they're going to be cheap this offseason. And damn it, that was right. Yesterday, Steven said, according to a tweet from John Machota, we're not done yet. We still got some things that are outstanding that we're trying to get done. Missed a few guys along the way in terms of the number just being a lot higher than we thought it would be on a couple of guys.
Dre Greenlaw.
Yep.
That was one. It has to be because I know they were interested in him. The other thing, though, Steven always seems to stick his foot in his mouth.
Well,
right, we have the air quotes, right?
There's this drought that people say we're in terms of a championship game or a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, according to John Machota, he said, we put about zero credibility or credence into people saying we wait too long. So it's like, screw you, we'll get these done when we want to, and really doesn't matter what Jason Minix or R.J. Ochoa say about it.
They don't care that people laugh at them, that think they're a poorly run organization is what he is saying there. That's almost akin to Kim Mulkey yesterday telling a student reporter, have you ever been to a Final Four? That's Stephen Jones saying, you guys don't know what it's like to work on these kind of deals. They got done in time. Even though we got all these other teams that are able to do stuff and are thought of as well-run organizations, yet then we've got Stephen saying, you guys have no idea what you're talking about. That's how I took that. Not his words, but that's how I took it. Kim Mulkey just spit it out. But Stephen is like, oh, man, you guys say all this. It doesn't bother us. We know what we're doing, and you don't.
Well, Kim Mulkey's situation, she's the Greg Popovich of women's basketball. I mean, right? That sounds just like a Greg Popovich statement. I think the question was, her team has now been beaten twice in the Elite Eight.
Yep.
And that was a terrible thing as far as he was concerned. And then she said, well, have you ever been to a Final Four?
Yeah.
And what could you say? Well, I've been to lots of them. Haven't played in any.
No.
But I've been there.
Although he's a student reporter, maybe he hasn't been there.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I mean, it's possible. But the whole deal with Micah, they've had meetings, whatever talks they are. I like he was talking about some guys like to meet and talk about money, some guys don't. Micah likes to meet. Micah, all right, cool, open door policy. You can come in, and I don't know how you approach a guy like Steven and say, I want $40 million a year. And then you talk about why you can't get $40 million a year or whatever those discussions are, but apparently they're ongoing. And here's the part, we know it's going to get done. Your organization seems to run better when you get deals done because then the other stuff that you want to go do, Stephen, you have the cap flexibility to go get that done. And it seems like players don't get angry when they get paid. They get unhappy when they're waiting on their money and expecting to get paid. I don't know how you are, but if you're supposed to get paid today being the last day of the month and your check isn't there, you're probably not happy.
Well, of course not.
If you are trying to get a contract done and they're stalling for whatever reason, you're probably not going to be happy, right? Everybody wants to get paid for their services. And it seems like as the Cowboys seem to wait, it always costs them more. And at least in the world of the National Football League, we all know what the numbers are. So you can factually say, not a so-called drought, Stephen, because we know you're in one. It's not so-called. That is also a fact when it comes to championship games and Super Bowls. We can also look at CeeDee Lamb, and if you would have signed him early, what that would have been, because we know where the projections were to what you actually signed him to. Same thing if you would have done Micah Parsons a year ago, it would have been around 30. Now you're looking at around 40. And if you wait, guess what? It's going to cost more next year.
I'm sure it will. And then, Stephen also said yesterday that Tyler Smith getting due for an extension. Jake Ferguson, he talked about needing an extension, and several others. So I don't know if he's just throwing that out there to say, hey, Micah, we got all these other guys too, buddy. You want a winning team, don't you? And so I don't know if that's what he's doing or that's a game that they're playing. I'm not sure. But, look, if you're going to sign Micah Parsons, it's going to be $40 million minimum per year with a lot of money guaranteed. And Steven knows that. And so I don't know what they're waiting for other than that's just what they do. But it's going to cost a ton. Can I just say this?
Of course.
And it's going to make your head explode.
All right, let's do it.
Dak Prescott.
Uh-huh.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yep.
Micah Parsons.
Yep.
They're going to be making, I don't know, about $135 million.
Combined?
Those three, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One playoff win between those three.
Mm-hmm.
One. Okay.
One.
Here we go. Just one.
Yep. That's a fact.
Okay.
No air quotes needed.
All right. Just wanted to get that out there.
Okay.
In case anybody forgot.
Nobody has forgotten. People like you won't let us forget.
No, you're right. I won't.
But we also don't need to be reminded. We know it's so bizarre because you would like to say go earn it. Go earn that money. You play well. You great regular seasons. No playoff success. I'm surprised you didn't point out that their one playoff win as a group was against a crap Tampa Bay team at the end of Tom Brady's career. That wasn't even a good playoff win, if you will, because what was Tampa Bay? Right at 500, sub 500, but
I think they were below. Yeah,
they were just in a bad division, so they had to go to the playoffs and actually host a game.
We're a damn good football team.
Yeah, damn good football team.
Well, are we pulling out all the old? Did we get well? Here it is.
We have established a championship program. It's just not the world championship yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and he's not there anymore.
Or division championship.
Yeah.
It's frustrating as hell, and I think we all know that. And you can point that out, and you're right. But at the same time, if you think you've got your guys and you go, and the byproduct of drafting well is you pay these guys. Now, that's the Cowboys' MO. They don't like to go spend a lot in free agency. Historically, that's not what they do. They like to draft, develop, and pay their guys. So, sure, Deron Bland, not going to be a surprise. That guy's going to make a lot of money with the way he has played. Jake Ferguson, after last year, I want to keep him around, but is he going to command top dollar? Thought they would keep Dalton Schultz around, but they weren't going to play Dalton what he wanted to make. I wonder if they'll do the same with Jake. Of course, you could go draft another tight end and see what you have. They got a couple other tight ends on the roster. Brandon Aubrey, at what point are you going to sign that guy? Because right now he's one of your better players, at least when it comes to scoring points, and he is a weapon. He's going to be due. Tyler Smith. So you look at the Cowboys and the way they have drafted, and we're all quick to point out the misses, and they certainly have misses, but they have more hits than misses. And every year when you've got hits, you've got to pay those guys, right? I'm not worried about Mozzie Smith at this point getting another contract.
You're not going to pay Mozzie?
Well, would you?
No.
But what about your boy Jake Ferguson?
Well, he had a subpar year, but who didn't?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Cowboys.
That's what I'm saying, though. But, I mean, you talk about can you pay everybody? This is the byproduct, consequence, if you will, of drafting well. And the Cowboys have had more hits than misses when it comes to drafting in the last several years. And again, easy to point out some of the misses like Taco Charlton, Mozzie Smith at this point, Schoonmaker to this point, Tolbert. I mean, it's easy to point out them, but they've had some hits too. And there's some that we're still waiting to see because of injuries. You know, we still think Overshown is going to be a great player. We think Nealand is going to be one of those kind of guys as well. But they've dealt with injuries, so we don't know. But they look like they were hit if they can get on the field and stay healthy.
Well, Overshown was having a good year until he got hurt. So I'll give the guy, he's talented as hell, but that's a devastating injury. And that's going to be tough to come back from. Sam Williams is another guy. I'm not going to dispute the fact that they've drafted well. They have. But, Jason, I mean, even though you've drafted well and your MO is to pay guys that you draft, it's been 30 years.
Yeah.
Why don't you do something different?
Well, nobody's arguing that.
Well, the Jones family is.
Well, but they're the ones in control that put no credence in guys like us saying, dude, why don't you pay these early? And if your philosophy is draft, develop, and pay your guys, why do you make them wait? When so many other teams are able to take care of the guys that they drafted and at the same time go buy quality guys on the free agent market.
Good question.
Right?
Good question.
Your messaging is conflicting. The way you do your business is very different than the way you say you do your business. You're telling me, yeah, we'd like to keep Deron Bland and Jake Ferguson. All right, cool. How hard is it to get their agents on the phone and get a deal done? Right? Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons. This is not hard to get a deal done when both sides want to get a deal done. Feels like Micah wants to get a deal done. Apparently, if I take Steven for what he's telling us, he's talked to them directly, not to mention the talks that they have had with David Mulligetta, his agent. Micah seems to be very involved in the process. He seems motivated to want to get paid and get that money guaranteed. I think Jones is very unmotivated to see that money leave his bank account.
I suppose. I don't get all that either. Jerry Jones is rich enough. And I guess that's how you stay rich.
Is anybody ever rich enough?
Well, yeah, they are.
I don't know.
Apparently, yeah. Josh Allen is apparently. He doesn't need an extra $5 million hanging around.
No,
he's rich enough.
He wouldn't notice it on the per year, but on the total guarantee, I'm number one.
I just look. I don't know how other teams do it, and I wish the Cowboys would expand and experiment and talk to these people on how they do it, because you're right. The Philadelphia Eagles are the master class, I think, of getting people done, and they seem to do it all the time. But for the Cowboys, it just seems like nothing that they do works. Regular season wins, fantastic. 3 years in a row, 12 wins. Exciting. But then they hit the speed bump in the playoffs. Is that bad luck? Is that I don't know. It's hard to put a finger on it. But I will give Jerry Jones a little bit of credit for those teams that he assembled. And I think Mike McCarthy did a pretty good job with those teams that he assembled. And last year he didn't assemble anything. And I think that might have been a byproduct of Jerry being just extremely pissed off and saying, look, I put these guys out there, we can't win. So I'm not going to spend a lot of money. We can't win that way either, but at least I'm not spending a lot of money.
Well, and he wasn't going to spend money in the offseason because he knew he had to pay Dak. He knew he had to pay CeeDee Lamb, and he was already budgeting for paying Micah Parsons. So he didn't want to put a bunch of contracts together that would eat into that. And then you still made those guys wait, even though you planned on getting it done. CeeDee Lamb didn't have to miss training camp yesterday. You waited till the day of the opener to get a deal done with Dak Prescott. And now we still don't have a deal for Micah Parsons. Now, we also know Jerry Jones well enough. He's had, 2 weeks of constant Micah Parsons and Dallas Cowboys talk?
But you got the draft coming up, and if there are deals out there to be made, that's when they'll be made. And I'm talking about trades. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a reason why there's no deal done? Will there be a deal done before the before the draft? And look, and what are you going to get from Micah? Great player. Don't get me wrong. I like Micah Parsons. I think he's a great player. But to trade for a Micah Parsons is going to be very expensive, because not only you have to give up draft assets, you're going to have to pay the guy after that. So Jerry may not have a lot of choice there. Same with his quarterback. Didn't have a lot of choice there because he backed himself into a corner.
Yep. He didn't prepare for life without him. Crazy.
It is nuts.
Mm-hmm. Torpedo bats.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And they obviously work very well.
As an Astro fan, I'm just glad it's not Houston. Of course, it is the Yankees, so let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're down in Corpus, up in Dallas, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. That's exactly what I did. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home evaluation. That's Orchard.com.
Springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing, and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs. I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey, Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protected by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the NFL's annual meeting is taking place in Florida this week. Cowboys COO Stephen Jones, well, he told reporters yesterday he's happy with the talks that he's had with Micah Parsons about an extension, although he didn't get into specifics. Also stated the Cowboys are not done yet in free agency. Mercifully, there are only 8 games remaining in the San Antonio Spurs season. Up next for the Silver and Black, the Orlando Magic, tomorrow night, Crossbank Center.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
Joe Reinagel.
For the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1. And we're shirtless here in about an hour. You'll understand why. The air conditioner in the studio is broken. Now, I don't know when it broke, but it's hotter in here today in our studio than it was, say, Thursday when we were broadcasting live out at Stadium Swim at Circa Las Vegas.
And it got pretty hot out there.
Yes, but there we had a breeze in Sydney, so it was tolerable.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I thought that's why you said we're going to take our shirts off.
No.
In honor of Sydney.
No.
No?
No.
All right, I'm just checking.
No. In honor of... Did you see the video of Mike Tomlin earlier today talking about Aaron Rodgers and the amount of sweat that guy had? I have a feeling here we might look like that.
I don't think there's any question. I'm already starting to feel. I'm glad I put on deodorant today.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, pretty happy.
I'm glad I wore shorts today.
Me too. I wasn't sure if I was going to do that yet. If it was time, I was going to wait until, I don't know, April. Roll around.
That's tomorrow.
I know.
It's good enough.
It's good enough.
Yeah, Pledge is in a hoodie and bitching about being hot.
Uh-huh. Well, his Pledge brought a fan into his little office there.
Where'd he get one?
And didn't bring us one.
Hold on, there's a fan?
Yeah, he's got a fan.
Where did you find a fan?
Look at that.
Is there another one laying around? I mean,
I don't know. The big left that one in here.
So is the AC out this morning? And those boys didn't tell us, because I just group chatted the morning guys to dress appropriately tomorrow. Because my guess is Greg Shelton won't get this fixed by tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. when they roll in.
Well, have you ever noticed as Shelton keeps coming in here, he walks through the door, looks at the thermostat, and leaves. So I'm not sure exactly what's that. Is it like magic? He's trying to put some magic on that thermostat?
He pulled the face of it off.
Yeah.
And looked at it. It's almost like, I don't know, let's just restart it and see what happens.
Reboot.
That's how we fix most things, is it not?
That's exactly right.
Just unplug it and plug it back in. But I can't tell. Obviously it's a big building. There's multiple air conditioners. It's like 40 degrees colder in the hallway.
Yeah, if you just walk out of the door of the studio, it feels great. Will the microphones go out there? We just do the show in the hallway?
Wow.
I don't think anybody would care.
I mean, it's 3 o'clock on Monday. I'm sure everybody's
already gone.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. We'll survive, Minix.
Oh, we'll survive. We always do.
Always do.
Always do. But this is a little ridiculous.
Well, it kind of is. The working conditions in this place. Ha!
Air conditioner ever go out in your TV studio at Ken's?
Never. It was always just the opposite. It was so cold in that place that, well, it was never like this.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
All right, we do know there is actual work being done down at the owners' meetings in Florida. The first big thing, news-wise, changes, not the tush push. We still don't know about that.
It's going away. That's my prediction.
But according to Tom Pelissero, owners have passed a resolution allowing the league to flex Sunday games to Thursday night with just 21 days' notice. Used to be 28 days.
You know, and I get it because Amazon wants decent games, and they had a pretty good schedule last year, but they want decent games. I get it, but tell me, does that screw the fans? Does it not?
Oh, big time.
Big time screws the fans because and look, and it's all about TV, and you know Roger Goodell's not going to cry over that, but the poor fans that have scheduled for a Sunday afternoon game made all their plans around that. And then all of a sudden, well, we're being flexed to Thursday.
It does screw the fans. Because if you've made arrangements, if you're traveling from out of town, so anybody in San Antonio that, well, I'll just give a great example. We know because we talked about this weekend over drinks with our friends at Circa Las Vegas, that Cowboys are playing the Raiders.
They are. Vegas.
We don't know when yet, but when they do, we're probably going to do something with them.
Yes, we are.
Take a whole bunch of people out there because Circa does a big thing every Friday before a Raider home game for the visiting team. So imagine we're all planning to go for whatever Sunday, whatever weekend, and then it gets flexed.
Boom.
With 3 weeks' notice.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah, that would.
That would suck.
It would. It would. But it could happen now.
It could.
It's a done deal. The owners have passed it. It's done.
Now, that said, what's the line Jerry uses a lot? Like 97% of NFL fans have never actually been to an NFL game.
That's true.
So when you look at the millions that are watching versus the 60, 70, 80,000 that are in attendance, you're only affecting a small percentage. And they care about you, but not really.
Not really.
Not really.
They're inconsequential.
What?
Yeah. That's what happens when I try to use big words. They don't mean nothing.
Come on, Alice,
all right?
Texas,
they
do
don't
better.
mean nothing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Torpedo bats. The Yankees hit home run after home run after home run after home run after home run. And the name torpedo bat is appropriate. So the Yankees hire a dude, a physicist from MIT, and they rework the bat. It's all within the legal ramifications of bat standard sizes. They just changed where the wood is. It's in a lot of ways, and I saw Jeff Passan this morning on ESPN describe this in a way that I think most of us understand. You're trying to put more emphasis on the sweet spot where most of the time, so it's almost like your driver. You know, you see some of those drivers that, you know, with the big old club heads and you know, but it seems like the same philosophy there. I'm just glad it was the Yankees. And I saw one quote, some dude was like, well, it's the Yankees. They won't do anything about it. Then you realize there's a bunch of people throughout the league that are using it. I'm just glad it wasn't the Astros.
It soon will be.
Well, everybody's going to be doing it.
Of course they are, and they should. It's a legal bat. The way I understand that rule, and I knew this, but I got a refresher course, it just has to be one solid piece of wood.
Yep.
You can design it however you want. And that's what they've done.
In ways, there's, was it 2.61 inches on the width? so it stays within that.
Yeah.
The weight of the bat, it's just the distribution of the wood in the bat. So, I don't know. Pitchers aren't happy.
Of course not. They're getting their heads knocked off.
But
the Yankees scored what was it, 20-something the other day?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, it's nuts. Well, hey, props to the Yankees for figuring that out. I don't like the Yankees, not a Yankee fan, but you got to give credit where credit's due.
Is it not weird, though? Baseball bats have kind of been the same for well over 100 years, and it's in 2025 that they say, you know what we could do, right? I mean, think about how golf clubs have changed from, say, the 70s to now.
Oh, my gosh. Dude,
and a bat's been the same the entire time.
You buy a driver today, a year from now, there's going to be something better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it is. But, yeah, they've changed. And I am surprised it's taken this long as well. But my question is, I wonder if this guy, you say he's from MIT.
Yep.
Did he go to the Yankees and say, hey, look what I got?
I think, well, he's a baseball guy, was working at the University of Michigan. He's MIT, and now he's on the staff of the Yankees. So I don't know if they went and hired him. Like, hey, talk to all your hitters. What could we do better? What could be different? They put a lot of thought and clearly a lot of investment into trying to come up with something, and then you get the bat maker to do it, staying within all the regulations, and that's the key thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't Tom Brady and deflating footballs kind of stuff because they stayed within regulations.
That's just a rumor.
What's that?
About Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the GOAT.
Now, there is a dumb rule in college baseball that I do know existed, but I had forgotten all about it. But it got the A&M Aggies yesterday. Now, A&M's not having a good baseball season. Not at all. And I think their fans are already out on early their new coach. But yesterday, the Kentucky coach knows all the rules. So 8th inning, it's 10-5. Kentucky's with the lead. But A&M was having a good inning, and they had a runner on or two runners on, whatever the case is. And they started slowing down the game. And apparently, there is a travel curfew rule that you cannot start an inning after 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. So it's like 4:26. And it's 8th inning. Kentucky's up 10-5. And their manager just slows everything down. Pitchers taking all the time in the world, mound visits, knowing that if it gets after 4:30, they don't have to play the 9th inning.
Right. So look, I get the intent of it, but that's got to be the dumbest rule I've ever heard. Honestly, it is. I mean, look, these guys are getting paid now.
Yeah, but they're kids. They got class in the morning.
Baloney.
They got to go to the airport and get home.
Yeah, whatever. How long's a flight to Kentucky?
And, I mean, it could have been Texas. I mean, who knows? I mean, a travel curfew rule. Sometimes you get long games. Baseball is one of those that you need 27 outs, you need 9 innings, right? If there was a long rain delay or some sort of bad injury or the 10-run rule, all right, but there's got to be more than just the clock. If it's a 5-run game and you've got an inning to go ahead and finish that out.
Finish the game.
If it's 4:30 and a team is up 12-1, all right, man, this one's over. If that's how you want to do it. But to see and granted, all within the rules, although early in the Kentucky coach are yelling back and forth, thought there might be a fight at the handshake line. There wasn't. But it is kind of BS.
It's a ridiculous rule. Because, I mean, look, if you're the Aggies, you're thinking, okay, well, we got 5 runs in us.
Yeah.
We could tie this thing up. I mean, but you don't even get the opportunity. It's the NCAA. In all their greatness, and I'm using that in air quotes, by the way, it's just the dumbest rule. Don't give me this, these poor kids, they have to get back and go to school. That's such BS now. I mean, it really is. And I don't get it. That's the dumbest rule in the world.
It's rare that a game is called early because of the travel curfew, but it has happened and does, and it did to A&M yesterday. And again, they're a struggling team this year anyway when it comes to baseball, but man, that's just dumb. Dumb.
And dumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and intentionally stall to be able to get to 4:30 to get out of there.
I don't blame the Kentucky coach. I mean, why not do that?
Yeah, but you know it's going to happen to you too.
Well, I'm sure it will.
I mean, there are some things that you just don't do.
Playing within the rules.
But they are playing within the rules.
That's all he can do.
Dumb one at that.
He had to go home and get in the cement pond.
Well, why is it anytime there's something Kentucky, that's all you think about?
It's exactly what I think about. And so does everybody. It's Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember old Jethro from the Beverly Hillbillies?
Of course.
The cement pond.
Yes.
Sure.
Well, been a while since I've watched it.
Hey, that's classic television. You kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Spurs
suck.
Yes, they do. Let's talk about how much they suck. Coming up here on the Blitz, here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you travel as much as the San Antonio sports guys travel, while you're on the road, be sure to take us along. Listen to the 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star live stream anywhere on the Odyssey radio app.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. I urge you, do not get caught off guard. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. Divorce is tough. It's emotional, challenging, and can upend everything you've worked hard for. But here's the truth. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control and protect your financial future. At Barton & Associates, this isn't just about getting through the process. It's about protecting what you've built, securing your assets, and ensuring you have the resources to move forward with confidence. You've worked hard for everything you have, and we're here to help safeguard it and avoid unnecessary losses. If you're serious about protecting yourself through the divorce process and securing your future, Barton & Associates is the team you need by your side. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Look, there's feelings and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to VaxAssist.com and schedule today. That's VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS.
Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147 or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. We are damn near sold out for our golf tournament coming up, presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. We have 3 foursomes left and 1 single left. And I think once that 1 single is sold, we'll stop selling singles. Yeah. So room for 3 teams.
So get in there.
SASportsStar.com.
Yeah, you need to get in and do it quickly. What are we, about 2 weeks away now, right?
2 weeks
from today. 2 weeks from today, yeah.
Yep, not next Monday, but the Monday after.
Perfect.
And the weather's going to be fantastic.
Of course it is. It's a little warm out there today, I'll tell you that. But that's okay.
That's what I want on the golf course.
Well, sure.
I don't want cold and rainy.
No, I don't want cold.
Not windy.
Sure. Oh, windy's okay.
And then I know the after party at the Hangar Barn Grill there on Petranco is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it always is.
Always is. So get signed up. SASportsStar.com. Your foursome is all of $400. So you could do that. Tell the boss, give me the company card, and get signed up. Again, 3 teams left. And once they're gone, they're gone.
That's it.
That's it.
We can't open any more spots because, well, there are none.
Yeah. Brought to you in part by Ansira.com, PPL Motorhomes, Golf Club of Texas. Looks fantastic.
Can't wait.
Cannot wait. I can also not wait for this Spurs season to officially be over.
Yeah, no kidding.
That was a tough watch last night.
Oh, my gosh.
I think it was around, I don't know, halftime. I said, yeah, this one's over. Let's watch White Lotus.
Yeah.
And I started watching, I don't know, the last 2 episodes of White Lotus. It's weird because watching this Spurs team, the guys out there, they seem like they're trying hard. They seem that way. You know, you could tell, like, end of the season, bad teams that are just going through the motion and mailing it in. I really don't see that from this group. I'm not, you know, the effort seems to be there. They suck at defense. And, I mean, offensively, it's hard to tell how good they're doing because they're so bad on defense, they score a bunch of points and still lose by 50. Or it feels that way. Well,
I mean, last night they only scored 106.
Yeah.
Right? So, and they lose by 42. So, it is hard to watch. And I can't wait for the season to be over because I am optimistic about this offseason. I think Spurs management is going to be aggressive. I really do think that. Now, a lot's going to depend on what happens with the lottery. The Spurs will have 1 lottery pick. Don't count on Atlanta because they're, I think, the 7th or 6th or 7th team in the East. The East sucks.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to fall off. They're going to be in the play-in tournament. So, but the Spurs will have one opportunity to get that number 1 pick. And it'd be nice if they were lucky again. It'd be fantastic. But they still need to do they need some tweaks. The De'Aaron Fox thing, I give the Spurs brass all the credit in the world. I think it was a fantastic trade. Great move. They need more like that.
Well, and that's it. I mean, this has been a crazy, weird season that started with higher expectations than what we've had around here in the last 4 or 5 years. And then you had the stroke early November, which, again, weird, but the team was showing signs, and then you make the trade, and you're like, all right, we're going to the playoffs with this trade, and then Fox and Wemby play 5 games together before Wemby gets shut down.
Yep.
And now Fox is shut down. I mean, this season is it's turned into a disaster and a disappointment, but because of things beyond anybody's control. I mean, when you have an injury or a condition, however you want to couch what Wemby's dealing with, yeah, all right, but let's just get to the next year. And that's what this team certainly needs to do at this point. And I agree with you. I think this offseason is going to be so fascinating because I expect this being the offseason that the Spurs, whatever they do in the draft, whatever they might do with either free agency or working some trades, because there are some guys on this team that I like, but I don't know if they fit this group anymore, but there's value for those guys. And I know in San Antonio we have a hard time as a fan base letting go of guys, right? How many times, I can't tell you, you're somewhere and like, man, I still wish Derek White was here.
Oh, absolutely.
I do too, but he needed to go. Although he'd be great with what they're doing now. But at the time, and I think getting Fox and Castle, you could see the direction change. And, so now there's like 3 guys that are not tradable. Wemby, Fox, and Castle. Everybody else, you can get something for him that fits, make that move. Make that move, whether it's Keldon, love him, whether it's Devin. But this team has to get better soon. Next year's got to be, the goal can't be we're just trying to get better. The goal next year better be we're going to the playoffs.
And that's why it's got to be an aggressive offseason. It has to be. And I'm looking forward to that because I anticipate that the Spurs will be aggressive this offseason and do some things. Look, this just – and I'm sorry about all the skipping steps and all of that stuff. When you've got Wemby, you got De'Aaron Fox, and now you got a Steph Castle, you've got a foundation. Now you need to fill in around those guys. And I'm with you. I just don't think the guys, as this team is currently constructed, have the guys that fit in with those guys. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Look, I've been a big Devin Vassell. You listen to the show, I'm a big Devin Vassell fan. But I just don't think he fits because I don't think he thinks he's a number 4 guy or a number 3 guy.
Agree.
And so, and that's fine. If he wants to go find a team where he can be the guy or the number 2 guy, then that's great. But I don't think this is the team for him. Keldon Johnson, I've waited a long time, and it just doesn't seem to be. It just doesn't seem to be there. And quite frankly, I'm not a Jeremy Sohan fan. So, if you want to package those guys, and I know we can't give away everybody, but there's 3 tradable guys right there that I think some teams would pony up something for.
And there's got to be a good mix of younger players and veterans. And we need a sharpshooter. We need a sniper. And I love all the rumors about Kevin Durant. So actually, I was so worried last night when I saw him turn his ankle because, my goodness, that looked nasty. They say it's only going to be a week.
Please,
I would love Kevin Durant to come to San Antonio.
Why not? Well, get him. We had a Chris Paul. At least he'd be younger than him. That'd be great.
He's a sniper.
He'd be 38 by the time he gets here. That's awesome. Let's get Kevin Durant in here.
Yeah.
Please.
I would love Kevin Durant. And his shooting ability?
Sure.
Absolutely.
For what, a year?
Probably 3.
Oh, my God.
Maybe 5.
Are you kidding me?
Sure.
Please.
I'm serious.
Can we get a little younger and maybe get a team we can build?
I want young. I want young, and I need some veterans.
Okay, I'm talking about I don't want old. All right? We had that this year. All right? And everybody, I convinced, he's a coach. This is exactly what. Kevin Durant, he can't stay healthy anymore.
He turned his ankle.
I don't
want
Kevin Durant here. I hope that's not the aggressiveness that the Spurs are thinking about.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine they'll do what Dallas has done with anything. Mark Cuban, that dude is on a bit of a scorched earth tour right now. I mean, he's ripping former employees on social media. Fun. I mean, as an outsider, just get your popcorn and read. I love the drama. And I think part of it is because Mark Cuban sold his basketball team, but he feels like he was lied to. That he thought, all right, I'm selling the majority, but I'm still going to run the basketball ops. And that's not in the contract because the NBA wouldn't let that go in the contract. And the new rich guy that owns it changed his mind. He talked about in Nico we trust.
If I had any influence,
But just to lay things out for people who might not know, because literally the last time I saw you, I think it was about fresh news that you had sold your majority shares in the Mavericks.
In the Mavs, yeah.
And you're like, it's a great situation where I sold the team, but I still have operational control.
Basketball, yeah, that was the mission.
But what part of basketball do you control, and what do you not
I don't
control?
anymore, and I haven't for a while.
So you relinquished all of it.
I didn't relinquish. They kind of
muscled it out of you.
Yeah, I wouldn't say muscle, but the majority owner, Patrick Dumont, decided that he was comfortable with Nico Harrison, the general manager, and the team he had put together, which is his choice.
His choice.
I mean, and you can't totally argue with him because we went to the finals.
Yes.
Now I could tell you, but yeah, it was his choice, and he made his choice, and so I'm just a fan now.
You were in the position of having some.
That was when I originally sold the team. That originally was what was supposed to happen.
Okay.
And then over time, and initially it was, and then over time it was like, okay, in Nico we trust, and so here we are.
Here we are in Nico we trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Cuban he's been a little bitter. Like, 'cause I think a lot of people originally. Because when the team was first sold, he was still in control, and I think a lot of people were blaming Cuban for the whole Doncic thing.
No, in fact, according to Mark Cuban, he was completely unaware that they were trading Luka until the deal was done.
Well, I was in Florida at a conference, and I don't know, 11 at night or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was late.
Yeah, and I get a text, and it was from our general manager, and I thought he was asking me what I thought. And then I realized very quickly he was telling me what happened. And I told him I didn't agree with it and da-da-da-da-da and various reasons, but it wasn't my decision to make.
No. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. And Cuban wants to make sure everybody knows it wasn't his decision to make.
Well, then he goes on. He talks about, all the years that he owned the team. He only made money in 2 years, lost hundreds of millions.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
No. Well, no, maybe. I mean, these guys, the way they do their accounting. But, he talked about how they always had to have affordable tickets. And, there were some things that he did for the fans and, didn't want to keep the team and keep it a family business because he didn't want his kids to deal with the crap on social media. I mean, in some ways, he was going after some fans, but he was always very good about engaging with fans and very accessible to the media. You could shoot him an email. You didn't even have to go through PR to get him on the air. On this show remember when the Spurs were good and they used to play the Mavericks in the playoffs?
Yeah.
You'd email Mark, he'd jump on the show with you. He was great that way from a fan accessible standpoint, but it's worn on him. But I do think selling the team probably was the right time, especially because he could stay in control. As he said, now I'm just a fan.
Well, look, if you're Mark, I'm not feeling too sorry for you. What do you make out of that thing? $3 billion?
Yeah, he's doing okay.
Yeah, I think he's doing just fine. So, you know what? Just go away. Mark Cuban was great. He was a breath of fresh air when he came in, when he bought the Mavericks. And he did some things, and he was creative with some things. But you sold the team. They screwed up. There's nothing you can do about it. So just go away. Go enjoy your billions.
That's it. But at the same time, especially because people think you're still running things, and he's just trying to, I guess, also make sure, dude, I did not want to trade Luka. That was not me. That's that guy.
Yeah, well, yeah. And I think that's why he's coming out on this little tour and saying all that stuff. But, oh, well. It's the Mavericks. Hey, the Mavericks have been playing pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are actually in the playoff chase at the moment. So, actually in at the moment.
Let's talk some NFL owners' meetings. For Joe, his daily, what's going on with Aaron Rodgers, you need to know.
Can't wait.
We'll do that coming up here on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need any shirts made, the whole spring line is on display right now there in his showroom. So golf shirts, fishing shirts, T-shirts, anything for Fiesta, which is right around the corner. T-shirts, get those orders in for Sammy's Embroidery Club. If you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom. And he's got all the popular cap brands like Katie Caps, Nike Cap America, the Richardson 112 style trucker caps in stock, just waiting for your logo. Nobody has better prices. Sammy is the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big, and all items do come with a warranty. So call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom. It's down on San Pedro, about a mile inside Loop 410, across from the McDonald's next to Big Lots. Or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle. It looks like the tush push is gone. The owners have gathered together. We'll talk NFL and new rules.
And the Final Four festivities kick off here in San Antonio. That and the golf. So much going on in our city. We'll talk about it all. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Testing.
We're live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the mac, one of the all-time greats. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and our Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit GetGeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Ever feel like everything in life is moving at hyperspeed? Slow things down with the all-new Nissan Murano, an unapologetic refuge amidst the daily hustle and bustle. Re-energize with massaging leather-appointed seats to melt away the tension of a busy day. Escape into your favorite music with a Bose premium sound system, or set the vibe with ambient mood lighting. Because sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Check out the all-new Nissan Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof, ambient lighting, and massaging leather-appointed seats are optional features.
Have you tried hands-free Skechers slip-ins yet? Because if you haven't, you're missing out on technology that changes how you think about shoes. First, these are not just regular slip-on shoes. They're not just a pair of loafers without laces. But what makes them different is the technology inside that lets you just step into them. There's a built-in hidden shoehorn that slides your foot in, so they look, feel, and wear just like a pair of shoes you're used to. Except you don't have to bend down, struggle to put them on, or touch them. Try them at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protected by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. 444-44.
In the break room, there was a ladder and some panels missing from the ceiling, so I can only assume there's a guy up there trying to do something.
No, there is a guy.
Is there?
There's a dude here, trying to fix it. So
Greg Shelton actually did something.
He made a phone call.
Okay.
Yeah. And he hadn't been back in to look at the thermostat again, so I'm assuming that didn't work.
Was it, say, 94?
Not quite 94, 84.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the reflection on the light, it looks like it feels hotter than that.
It's 84. It feels like 94.
Yeah, what's the feels like temperature, Joe?
Jeez, ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's 84, according to that thermostat.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked how Shelton just came in and, looked at the thermostat. Like he had magic in his eyes.
I think it was just hitting the reset button.
But he wouldn't do anything. He just stared at it. He just came in, looked at the thermostat for a few minutes, and then left. And then he'd come back in and do the same thing. And then he left.
Think about most people when they're trying to fix stuff.
Uh-huh.
A lot of times you just got to stare at it while you're thinking.
I guess so. Well, I don't fix stuff very often.
I mean, do you think Shelton was seeing if there was some sort of message, some sort of warning, some sort of, all the technology, like on my deal at home, because I can control it through my app, it can tell you information. So maybe he was not staring at it, he was looking for something. He was reading. You want to give a man some credit, right?
I'd like to, but I'm not sure that I can in this instant. Because I can see the thermostat here, most of it anyway, and I don't see instructions. All I see is numbers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And way higher numbers than I ever want to see on my air conditioner unit.
Don't want to see 84.
No.
Don't want to do that.
No. Anything above 75, you're insane. Preferably 72, maybe even 68.
Yeah, that'd be all right, too.
Yes.
I don't know. The fellas in the morning would probably like it. There are a couple of old ladies who sit here with blankets on them in the morning. Not that there's anything wrong with that, ladies.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Even this would be way too hot for Rob.
That'd be way too hot for anybody.
Well, it is way too hot, but especially Rob. There's an old lady joke in there at his age.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Rob's a vet, man. He's going to call in sick tomorrow now.
Yeah,
I texted the group.
Probably a good idea.
Vic will call in sick, too. Enjoy AJ and Edwin.
AJ and Edwin on your radio dial.
Although AJ's the only one to respond to the group text, which tells me Rob is in the middle of his nap right now.
Well, that was nice of you to give him a heads up on that thing.
Dude.
Although I think it will be fixed by the time.
Yeah, but why take the chance? I mean, because I know a lot. It is cold in the mornings when they leave their house. So, you look at, Rob always. That's one of Rob's. I don't want to say complaint isn't the right word. The adjustment though, when he leaves his house in the morning, it's always colder. So you've got something on that's dressed for the weather when you're leaving, but when you get off work, it's changed, right? Which I get. So don't wear a hoodie tomorrow, boys.
Well, I'm not sure I get that. Rob's lived in San Antonio a long time, hadn't he?
Yes.
He knows it gets hot here, right?
Yeah, but he's not used to, 2 or 3 years in of getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and leaving the house. It's one thing when, you get up at whatever time and you come to work at noonish, right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hot.
Except for today, you got here at 1.
I got here a little late today, yeah. Well, the road was closed.
Yeah.
And, dude, I'm seriously intaking and gulping water. I'm a little dehydrated.
You got to rehydrate after a weekend in Vegas.
Well, it's working.
Yeah.
So I figure I got just enough time to get to the station and run into the little boys' room.
Uh-huh.
Damn road is closed. I'm like, what in the hell?
Not going to make it.
I wasn't going to make it. So I pulled into this convenience store. And the guy let me use his restroom. I said, dude, it's an emergency. I got to go. He said, it was right there.
It wasn't a regular public restroom?
No. They didn't have public restrooms. And they even had a sign on there that said employees only.
Ah. So what did you do?
I went in there. I said, God, dude, it's
myself.
It's an emergency. He said, well, go ahead. It's right there. So he was a nice guy.
Yeah, over here off Austin Highway, you do see a lot of those signs.
Yes.
No public restrooms.
Right. So it was, but I appreciated that guy allowing me to go in there. Would have been messy.
Well, when I first started hearing this story, I was thinking, oh, man, you wet yourself and had to go home and change.
Well, I mean, that was about to happen. Either that or you'd have seen me on the side of the road and I might have got arrested. I'd be calling Albert to get me out of jail.
Uh-huh.
Either way, it was about to be an emergency. Because I promise you, when I pulled up to this.
It's a 2-minute delay.
Dude, what's a 2-minute delay?
Where the road is closed in the alternate route with that road closed.
I don't know the shortcuts around here. So I had to go all the way back down to whatever street that is and then out to 35, take the access road to Eisenhower.
Yeah. Just be glad you didn't get stuck by a train at that point.
Yeah, no kidding, right? So anyway, everything turned out okay, and here I am.
So you went into a convenience store.
Uh-huh.
Did you buy something at the convenience store or just go blow up the restroom?
No, I actually bought because the guy was so nice.
All right, fair.
But I didn't have time to do that beforehand, so he didn't know whether I was going to do that or not.
Yeah.
I just think he saw me with the shaky leg. Oh, that dude's got to go. He was a nice guy.
Did he recognize you?
I don't think so.
All right.
But so when I got out of there, I went and got another bottle of water.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's exactly what you needed.
It is. Dude, I'm trying to hydrate big time. Are you kidding me?
Yes. We all need to.
Been drinking water all day long.
Yes. I drank a lot of water yesterday when I got home. And even then.
Yeah. It's, yeah.
Still a little dehydrated.
Absolutely.
The tush push ban, I haven't seen pledge of you in the last 20 minutes, anything. So still no word if that has officially been banned or not. It's looking like that's a real possibility that they're going to outlaw the tush push. Although Nick Sirianni is campaigning to keep his favorite play. In fact, he's like, I know I got 4 votes because there's 4 former offensive coordinators that are now head coaches. They're head coaches because of that play. They better support this play.
Well, look, I don't think they're going to, and that's going to irritate Philadelphia for sure. I think Buffalo's going to be okay with it because they didn't know how to run it. And Philly's good at it. So I can see where they would be upset if this thing gets banned. Because, I mean, when Philadelphia runs it, nobody can stop them.
You know, it's interesting when you hear Sirianni talk about the play. There's nothing that they could do that's creative with it, but put two guys back there. But when you have the offensive line and the quarterback that can run it, that's a lot easier.
Sure.
Now, I think about Buffalo's offensive line and their inability to run this. But they put one small dude behind Josh Allen. Philadelphia uses two big dudes, and they've got a quarterback that can bench press like 600 pounds. So it's amazing that you don't just look at that and say, you know, I don't need a slot receiver back there. Let's get a defensive tackle to push from behind.
So that's exactly what you do. Because, look, Josh Allen has got to be close to the same size as Jalen Hurts, right? I mean, they're two pretty big dudes. So it's not that, but yeah, you got to have the dude pushing your tush. I mean, somebody's got to push. Preferably one of those fat dudes.
So you want a fat dude pushing?
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's appropriate, yes.
Need a big guy.
You need a big dude.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm with you. We'll see what ultimately happens, but it feels like that will be gone pretty soon.
It sounds that way, yeah.
One of the other more interesting, I don't know, comments came from Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Cleveland Browns, because it does feel like Deshaun Watson will never play for the Browns again. He said, quote, "We took a big swing and miss with Deshaun. We thought we had the quarterback. We didn't, and we gave up a lot of draft picks to get him. So we've got to dig ourselves out of that hole. It was an entire organization decision, and it ends with D&I, so hold us accountable." Swing and a miss. But he's more concerned not with the money, but the draft picks that they gave Houston to get that guy. Money, all right, cool. Oh, and there's an insurance policy that they have. That there is that for a lot of guys. But with that insurance policy, it almost ensures they're never going to let that guy get out on the field again.
Well, that's exactly right. So if he misses the entire season, then that insurance policy comes into play, and they get a significant amount of money back on what they're paying Watson this year. So that was smart of them. But I guarantee you he's not going to play this year, certainly not for the Cleveland Browns, and I don't think he was going to play anyway. So they'll recoup some of that money and be able to say adios to Deshaun Watson.
The other thing is the NFL is updating the uniform policy to allow teams to wear throwbacks or alternate uniforms up to 4 times a year. So, although the one throwback we all want to see, the Oilers, they're not doing that. Or maybe now that they could do it 4 times, maybe they'll change their mind there with your Titans.
I think they should. I mean, my goodness. They're caving to the pressure. And those people in Houston aren't that mean. Just do it. Piss them off. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Just do it.
Just do it.
And the world awaits a decision from Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, my gosh.
I think he's a bum.
Mike Tomlin, who was sweating as if he were sitting in a studio with no air conditioning this morning down in Florida. Or maybe he was just sweating over how am I going to answer this question about Aaron Rodgers and what am I getting myself into. Interesting choice of words from Mike Tomlin, but ultimately there is no deadline for Mr. Rodgers to make a decision.
He's a free agent. As you guys know, he came to visit last Friday. We had a really productive day. He's been in this thing a long time. I've been in this thing a long time. But it's no substitute for, intimacy and spending time together and getting to know one another in a non-competitive environment. And so that was really good. But I don't have any new updates in terms of where the process is. We'll see where it leads us.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see because I read a report today that if things don't work out pretty soon with Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers might just talk with the Atlanta Falcons about Kirk Cousins. See what they can do there to pry him out of Atlanta and bring him to Pittsburgh.
They've got options, but we're talking about the most important position. And Tomlin can lie to your face and say, we're comfortable with Mason Rudolph being our starter if that's what it has to be, but we know damn well that's not true. What I find interesting in the snarkiness of the internet, this weekend, now Aaron Rodgers lives in Malibu. DK Metcalf was out in L.A. this weekend. They went and had a throwing session over at UCLA over the weekend. Now, it's not uncommon for quarterbacks and receivers to do stuff together, generally teammates. And, I saw a tweet yesterday when we were on the flight back saying, did they go throw so Aaron could help make his decision? Is DK worthy?
Oh my gosh.
And it was just snark on the internet. But the other part of it, does that also tell you he's made up his mind but hasn't made it official yet? Because of all the receivers you're calling to work out with one that you're likely to be working with.
Well, maybe it was DK wanting to see if Aaron Rodgers had anything left.
Well, DK signed. What's
I'm just
he going to
saying,
say?
Well, I don't want him as my quarterback. The guy's got a rag arm now.
Are you kidding? DK Metcalf is probably begging him, dude, do you see Mason Rudolph? You better sign with Pittsburgh.
Well, Mason Rudolph, yeah, he's not the guy. But, I mean, if you could bring in a Kirk Cousins, that would be adequate.
Uh-huh.
Aaron, dude,
it's
just go get in Mark Cuban's boat, the two of you, and y'all go sail away somewhere.
I mean, you look at it, but why is it? It feels like if Aaron Rodgers wanted to be in Pittsburgh, he could have signed.
Yes.
Right? Doesn't it feel like if Minnesota would have offered, he would have already signed?
Yes.
So what is Aaron Rodgers waiting for? Things not to work out with Brock Purdy so he could finally play for the 49ers?
Well, I don't know. If you listen to Kyle Shanahan, he said he expects a deal to get done with Brock Purdy.
So Brock Purdy signs his deal, and then Pittsburgh is gonna ultimately sign Aaron Rodgers? And at what point, if you're Mike Tomlin, like, dude, if you still got to think about it this much and convince yourself, you're not the guy for us.
Exactly. And I have the utmost respect for Mike Tomlin. That guy, I think, he's just, I don't know.
He's that guy.
A lot of respect. So I'm really surprised that he is allowing this circus to take place. I really am. And Mike Tomlin has the authority. He has the reputation where he can say, look, I need an answer in 2 weeks. Otherwise, we're moving on. And just do it. Because, look, Aaron Rodgers used to be a hell of a player.
Well,
now, not so much.
I mean, 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago? He had the darkness retreat.
Yes.
To decide if he still wants to go play.
Yeah.
And I realize as you get later in your career, you've got to want it. And whatever that takes to make sure you've got whatever it is in you to go for. But make a decision already. But this is what Aaron does. And Tomlin did say there wasn't a deadline. There's got to be, at the very least, before the start of any offseason activities, which, ironically, start Monday.
There's got to be a deadline. Now, this particular offseason events, they don't care. After the draft, it's a different thing. Because what's Pittsburgh going to do? Are they going to look for a quarterback in the draft? They need to. I mean, even if Rodgers signs there, they need somebody. Mason Rudolph ain't that guy. So they've got to start looking at their future. So it wouldn't surprise me either way if they draft a quarterback.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Final Four is set. 4-1 seeds coming to town. Let's talk about it. Coming up here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Boy, and I tell you what, the Final Four means spring. April is here. It is springtime. And, well, you know what happens, right? When spring rolls around, we've seen a little bit of evidence of that. The storms blow in, and it can cause a great deal of damage for your roof. And that just means you need a roofer you can trust. Stevens Roofing and Solar is that roofer that you can trust. And I say that because, well, they're a family-owned company, locally based company, and they've been in business here for a long, long time. That means they're doing it right. Stevens Roofing is the right company for you. 210-785-0994. In fact, when you call them right now, they'll send out a crew to inspect your roof for free. And they'll let you know if there's something wrong. They'll also let you know if there's nothing wrong. Either way, you can trust Stevens Roofing. If you have a problem, they'll take care of it, and they'll let you know exactly how they're going to take care of it and what it will cost. Look, Stevens Roofing, local roofer, deals with the same weather that we do. Your roof is important. It protects your home, protects your family. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Get them out there to check your roof out. If you need some work done on your roof or if it's time for a new roof, Stevens Roofing is the company to call. Let them give you the peace of mind you deserve. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
Did you hear?
A recent stash of $10 Gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 Gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These Gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 Gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Your marriage is over. You know it, your friends know it. Take back control now with Barton & Associates, an aggressive, no-nonsense team of attorneys ready to fight for what you deserve. Contact us today at TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Hello, Gentle Relief, without the harsh side effects, with Miralax. It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at Walmart. Use as directed for occasional constipation.
The price of gold could surge in 2025. A large bank analyst is calling it the ultimate perceived safe haven asset. That's why thousands of hardworking Americans are getting help safeguarding their money and saving with precious metals like gold and silver. Call 855-838-GOLD to learn about the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. They're going to give you a free gold and silver kit. Plus, you can also get up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver on qualified orders. Call Goldco at 855-838-GOLD. That's 855-838-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
If you've been injured in an accident, you know there's no shortage of attorneys who want your business. But when it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years. We've successfully represented thousands of injured Texans, earning over 12,000 five-star reviews on Google. So, who is the right attorney for you? Just look at the numbers. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Florida, Duke, Auburn, and Houston, all #1 seeds. They've all earned their spots into the Final Four this weekend right here in San Antonio. Last time all #1 seeds made the Final Four was 2008, also right here in San Antonio. Well, mercifully, there are only 8 games remaining in the Spurs season. Up next, the Orlando Magic come to town. They'll play inside the Frost Bank Center tomorrow night.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Monday afternoon, after a great weekend at Circa Las Vegas.
Fantastic weekend. It was great. A lot of good work done. I mean, and I say that not to pat ourselves on the back, but it was just the way they set us up, made it really easy for us to do the job there. It was great. The scenery, as most of you saw, was fantastic. And it's just always a great time because they treat us very well there, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's good, great partners. That was trip number 3. Trip numbers 4 and 5 are already in the works. And I say in the works, done.
Yep.
Well, one's a little – depends on when the Cowboys play out there.
And whether they flex it or not.
Well, I mean, we're going to plan as if they won't flex it. But it is concerning that could happen, and we'll just deal with it. But when does that game fall on the schedule?
Yeah.
Because we'll be out there last weekend, or not last weekend, August, let me look at the calendar.
Third weekend, right?
21st, something along those lines, for their Ultimate Contest weekend. We'll be out there live doing the show Thursday and Friday, the 21st and 22nd of August, and we won't come home until Sunday, the 24th. And based off of this week's planning, probably not on that 10:30-ish flight.
No, I think that was a nice experiment, but
well, when we looked at it, when we were booking for this, it was like the 2:30 or 3:30 flight was like $340 more, and we're like, you get there Wednesday early, 10:30. We're home early. That'd be fine. It wasn't fine. It wasn't fine, and something happened that I've never seen happen before with any airline, let alone Southwest Airlines.
Oh, my gosh.
We get to the airport. We're having breakfast. I don't recommend breakfast tacos at the Vegas airport. It wasn't bad, but that might have been the worst tortilla I've ever had.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
That said, we're like, all right, we got about 15 minutes. Get the tab. We're going. Of course, Ryan Eagle, I'm got to go to the restroom first. Cool. My wife, I'm going to the restroom. And I got a text from another person in the group that said, they're boarding early. Like, what?
Boarding early?
They're boarding early. You know, I've got A21. Right? I get there and I see a whole the people lined up. And I thought, all right, cool. No, that was the B guys.
That's
A was already on. So
they started boarding.
They were calling our names.
At least 5 minutes early. I've never seen anything like that because that never happens. It's usually late, and I'm like, that is weird because by the time I walked up there, they were well into the B group.
Yeah, and they were calling us.
Yeah,
you know when you're checked in, you know, and David said, you guys have A boarding passes and did not check on. We're like, it's not even check-in time, and you've already boarded the A's.
Exactly. Oh well, we got on the plane.
No
problem.
I mean, it's weird to leave early and land early.
And we did.
Yeah.
That was the best thing about I mean, you handle the getting up early and getting there, but we were home by 2:30.
Yeah, but did you do anything with that extra time?
I chilled.
Yeah.
Did nothing.
I did nothing with that extra time.
Which is exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah, but I could have done nothing in Vegas. I could have gotten up, eaten.
Yeah.
Made some bets on the Sunday games. Gambled a little, and then gone to the airport.
Could have done all of those things.
Instead, Ryan Eagle's in the limo making screwdrivers at 8:15.
And I didn't see you turn it down.
Well, no. Why would I?
I mean, it's free booze. One last freebie.
Even if you were paying, he'd still been pouring.
Just an update here. 105.3 The Fan is reporting that Stephen Jones has indicated Dallas will vote against the push, as in tush.
So, well, wait a minute. What does that mean?
Well, they'll vote against it.
So he wants it banned.
Of course he does.
Okay.
Because it's Philadelphia, and he's got to play him twice.
And they can't stop it.
Well, nobody can. That's not a Dallas problem. That's an everybody problem.
Philly, another reason to hate the Cowboys. I love it.
So we'll see if that comes to fruition. But that was 105.3 The Fan in Dallas reporting that or tweeting that out. So
very cool.
We'll see what happens.
The Final Four is set 4-1 seeds coming to the Alamo Dome this weekend. It's going to be a fun week. And if you're not going to the games, you know the best place to go watch, whether it's the Final Four, the Spurs, the Valero Texas Open, go watch at the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. If you're going out to the Valero Texas Open, before you want something good to eat, after you want something good to eat, get in there because you know the food is fantastic. They got the biggest and best wings in town. About 15 different burgers on the menu. That new bison burger is incredible. You got to try that. Love the fried shrimp. I'm told they've got great salads, great appetizers. Wednesday night, steak night, that 12-ounce Minix ribeye for $19.95. Great steak, great deal. Take advantage of that on Wednesday. And you know that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available, so you don't need a late-night drive-through when you need a late-night meal. Just get into the Rue Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. And again, with those 3 massive 170-inch TVs, screens all around, no better place to go watch any big game, any big event than at the Rue Pub. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATS.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to vaxassist.com and schedule today. That's vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
In just the third year after Coach K, Duke is returning to basketball's biggest stage.
War Eagle and the #1 overall seed in the tournament is dancing on the San Antonio Texans.
Florida 84, Texas Tech 79, and the Gators go to San Antonio.
H-Town ready to invade the Alamo City. The Houston Cougars, for the 7th time in school history, are headed to the Final Four. And the #1 seed in the Midwest advancing to San Antonio. And a short 3-hour drive awaits to the Final Four next week.
That's how it sounded here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports over the weekend from Westwood One Radio. Final Four is set. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. It went chalk, huh?
It did. All #1 seeds. Well, that's what we do in San Antonio, though, right? Last time it was here, #1 seed.
Well, in 2008.
2008.
Yeah. 7 years ago, we had Sister Jean.
Oh, that's right, we did.
Yeah.
We sure did. Yeah.
Not a 1
I forget
seed.
that.
Yeah.
No. Huh.
I'm good with it, although, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that did exactly what I did. Made my initial bracket that I always do, and I do it quick, in less than 2 minutes, just boom, boom, boom. Then I look at it and go, well, that ain't going to happen. 4 1 seeds, that doesn't happen. Then you go try to find the upsets. And so I took Houston out of getting to the Final Four. Had them losing to Tennessee yesterday in my bracket that's on ESPN.com. The good news for me personally is I'm a one-bracket guy generally. This year I have 2. Because we're in another group that there's some money involved in that one on Yahoo. So before I made my changes, I put that same bracket together for Yahoo, but I forgot to go change that one. So in that one, I have Houston winning it all and 4 1 seeds in town. On ESPN in our group, I've got Duke winning it all, but I've got 3 of the 4 teams here because it went basically chalk.
I realized that when I looked at the ESPN, I've only got 2 Final Four teams here. I had Wisconsin and Michigan State.
Yep.
Obviously,
Michigan State was close.
They were.
But then again, so were a lot of teams. I mean, overall, this tournament, and it was talked about after the first round, with NIL now, the good players, the great players from mid-majors aren't staying at mid-majors anymore, which is part of the reason why everything went chalky. This might be more the norm just moving forward because for the most part, outside of Duke with all their young talent, which you wondered if that would catch up to them, you've got teams with experience that are at big schools. The one and done isn't quite what it used to be. So you're able to build programs. And, Kelvin Sampson has certainly done that at the University of Houston. And Jim Nantz, he couldn't be proud. Jim Nantz makes the team photo after the Final Four. And, he talked about all the influence that he had in getting them to the Big 12, calling administrators and, trying to sell. And he used the terms beg and plea that Houston will do you proud, and look at what they've done. I mean, he was right. That's a program that was dormant for a long time.
And I'll tell you what, watching that game yesterday, the intensity that Houston team plays with on defense is just impressive. I mean, it's just impressive. It really is. I'm just sitting there the whole time going, wow, these guys are just all over Tennessee. And they were the entire game. And it flustered Tennessee. And Tennessee is supposedly a pretty good defensive team as well. But Houston was able to score on them. But it was an impressive showing. I'm not sold that Houston is going to win this whole thing. But, man, I tell you, with the defense that they've got, they certainly have a legit shot at it.
Well, I mean, and I don't want to discount Florida or Auburn. Any one of these 4 teams next Monday night could be cutting down the nets 1 week from tonight. That said, bragging rights bracket with the group, Duke. Money, I got Houston. And the money one, I got all 4 teams in the Final Four. In fact, right now I'm in first place in that deal. So there's sizable Houston rooting interest there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm with you. And I look at Houston yesterday, as good as they were playing, Tennessee couldn't buy a bucket.
They could not.
They couldn't hit from outside. And I can't say that. I mean, Houston's defense was great. Tennessee had some great looks. They just didn't knock down shots, especially from the 3. And 1 of 15 from 3 in the first half. And that one finally came right before the halftime buzzer. I mean, it was, almost an embarrassing first half. So was that partly Tennessee just not ready for the moment? Did their players, under that big spotlight and the pressure, just fold?
I think that's possible. Could be. It was a bad shooting night. I mean, look at what Alabama did. If they crush BYU and make 25 threes, and then they can't hit anything in the next game.
Yep.
So it just happens. But, I think it was partly bad night, and part of it simply was Houston's defense. I mean, my gosh, I was really impressed with that. The problem is now Houston's got to play Duke, and that's a problem. I don't care how good defensively you are. Duke's not, first of all, not going to be flustered by that, and second of all, they're loaded, and I'm talking about Duke. Man, just from top to bottom, they are loaded, and Cooper Flagg is on another planet. I mean, he really is on another planet.
I realize at the games, it's mainly corporate. But if you're from San Antonio and you were able to get tickets to the game, whatever you have to do cheering-wise, make Cooper Flagg feel very welcome. Make sure his parents feel very welcome, just in case this isn't his first big-time basketball game in our city. Just in case. Although, a lot of guys that are coming here that I wouldn't mind seeing in a Spurs uniform down the road. But overall, I mean, I'm with you. Again, not to take anything away from Florida-Auburn, but the late game on Saturday night feels like this should be the championship game. If the brackets were different, Duke and Houston with the chance to play for it all on Monday, I think would be an incredible matchup. Duke Auburn, Duke Florida, Houston Auburn, Houston Florida. I just wonder if we're actually seeing a true national championship game in the second game Saturday, and that's not to take anything away from Florida or Auburn. Both of those teams could end up winning the whole thing.
Well, they could, and Auburn's the overall number 1 seed.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got 4 really good basketball teams here in San Antonio, and it ought to be a weekend full of good basketball. I mean, obviously, this thing is going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. But I'm going to agree with you there. In Florida and Auburn are going to be disrespected, I think, when it comes to that, just because of Cooper Flagg and the Duke Blue Devils, because everybody's going to want to watch that game and is going to be looking forward to that game. Although I think Florida and Auburn is going to be a barn burner too. These two teams know each other, and they know each other very well.
Well, and I've got Florida over Auburn and then losing to Duke in the national championship game in this bracket. In the other bracket, I've got Florida losing to Houston in the championship game where there's money involved. So either way, it's go Gators on Friday or on Saturday. And I do think, too, just how fortunate San Antonio is as a host city to get these 4 teams into the Final Four. Because you have no idea. And so had Texas Tech made it, that could have, that'd only be better, right? Because you're going to have so many fans that are going to come in for the games. And whether they're going to the game itself or not, but just the festivities, just to be in town. I imagine there's a lot of Houston Cougars that are going to drive up. You get Duke. You think about their fan base, and they're going to travel. Florida, in all sports, always travels well. Auburn does well. I mean, as much as you like sometimes the upsets in the smaller schools, from a host city standpoint, I imagine the local organizing committee was jumping up and down when they knew who was going to come here, because they're all major powerhouse programs that travel well.
Well, yeah, sure, they're happy about it, and they should be. But think about all the restaurants and hotels and all of that stuff downtown as well that are just going to rake it in this weekend. Look, I have a feeling about Thursday people will arrive. Friday's going to be crazy. Saturday will be nuts as well. And then, then you have two teams' fan bases leaving. So it's going to be a fun weekend, though, downtown.
Easier to get tickets for the Monday night championship game. Because they'll have a lot of fan bases will sell their tickets if they lose in the semifinals and head on back. Now, for the Riverwalk, for everybody that's going downtown and doing stuff, your headquarters, ours. The Flight by Yingling Hoop headquarters at the Agave Bar and Serape Room. They're on the Riverwalk. The Blitz will be broadcasting live Friday from the Agave Room at 2 to 6. Now, it's going to be incredible all weekend long, so keep that in mind. Our friends from Flight by Yingling, the flight team, will be there at the Agave Bar and Serape Room all weekend. So before each game, they're going to be offering some pregame beers. You know what that means. So you get some great food, some cold flight, and then head over. And, of course, we kick that off on Friday 2 to 6 with Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. We can also save you a little bit of money on FanFest tickets.
We can.
We can. FanFest, presented by Capital One, which is incredible, especially if you've got kiddos. Kids 12 and under are free, right? But FanFest is a lot of fun. We can get 50% off tickets going to ncaa.com/MFF for men's Final Four /events. Use promo code AlphaMedia25, and that will save you 50% on your FanFest tickets. Then, of course, Friday you've got the open practices. The Blitz will be on the Riverwalk. Then you got Pit Bowl Friday night, Jelly Roll Saturday night, Stapleton on Sunday, Monday championship game.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
It's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's fantastic. It's going to be a lot of fun. Big party in San Antonio this weekend.
Cannot wait. Final Four is always so much fun. And I would imagine it's going to be interesting to see how the lines change over the coming days, because that will change based on the money and, and the bets. Yeah, and you look at what we saw through the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, the fact that it's chalk and you got 4 1 seeds, and to think one of these teams is actually going to be an actual underdog, like on the betting lines.
Yeah, no question. And I'm glad that you brought that up. I hadn't even looked to see what the opening numbers were, but I'm doing that as we speak right now. Florida is a 2.5-point favorite over Auburn in that first game, and the Dukies are a 5-point favorite over Houston.
And I think that's changed. I think it started at 4.5.
Yeah, so that's where we sit right now. They don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored in that Duke-Houston game, 136.5. The Auburn-Florida game is 160.5 as we speak right now. So, yeah, it will be interesting. So keep that in mind. 2.5 Florida, 5 Dukes. We'll see how that changes as we move on through the week.
Going to be fun. Going to be fun. Yesterday, getting off the plane, felt like, Final Four city, and the airport's all decked out. Feels like it's time. We've been talking about it forever. It's here, finally.
It is here, yes.
Of course, tomorrow's April 1st, too.
That's just crazy. I don't know where the first 3 months of this year went. Honestly, it's just gone. And March especially, just gone.
Gone.
What the hell's going on here?
We're in short season.
Yes,
we're in the AC breaks in your studio and you're screwed season. It's hot as hell in this room.
I haven't seen our engineer come in and look at the thermostat either.
No, but
I'm a little disappointed by that.
Because he Greg can only do so much, and the best thing Greg did was dial 210-651-5899, because I know the boys from Quarter Moon are up there doing something on that AC. Now, if you're having issues at your house or your work, Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. At Quarter Moon, they're experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quarter Moon, they are green certified. Now, they don't run a lot of specials over there, but they've got a special right now for your pre-summer AC inspection. It's just $58.99. Get it? The phone number, $58.99. They'll come out, inspect your indoor coil, outdoor coil, capacitor, filter, and make sure all your temperature levels are properly set and make sure your AC is ready to go for the hot summer months that you know are ahead. So call Quarter Moon at 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too and hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Ancira.com and PBL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Join us for San Antonio's premier fiesta event, Taste of the Northside, presented by H-E-B, Thursday, May 1st at 6. Experience gourmet food and wine tastings, sip on elevated spirits and cold brews, and enjoy live entertainment at our new location, The Rock at La Cantera. All proceeds benefit Brighton Center, serving children with disabilities and developmental delays in San Antonio. Limited all-inclusive tickets are $300 in advance and can be purchased at tasteofthenorthside.org. Viva Fiesta!
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Your marriage is over. You know it, your friends know it. Take back control now with Barton & Associates, an aggressive, no-nonsense team of attorneys ready to fight for what you deserve. Contact us today at TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Tragically, recent data reveals that 40% of women in Texas will experience intimate partner violence. Christie's Hope is dedicated to breaking the cycle of domestic violence by providing shelter, healing, and counseling, and empowering survivors to take their first steps towards lasting safety and independence. Thomas J. Henry stands with us in our commitment to end domestic violence. Donate today at christieshope.org.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online, no medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/sports. Ethos.com/sports.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. You know, Final Four is going on. So is the Valero Texas Open. In fact, Thursday morning and Friday morning, Rob and AJ from the Morning Huddle will be live out at TPC San Antonio. We will, on the Blitz, be out there live on Thursday afternoon. And our setup, I thought it was going to change, but I just got an email that said, nope, you're going to be in the same place you guys were. That tent isn't going away after all.
Ah, okay.
So out there at the driving range.
Yep.
You can come find us. Same bit as always. If you can get grumpy-ass Greg Shelton to actually smile in a selfie, you'll win a prize. I don't know what that prize is.
It'll be a good one.
Or not, but it'll be free.
It'll be a good one.
I mean, the prize is actually getting Greg to smile and the bragging rights that you were able to do that.
Well, that's true. We probably get you a nice golf ball from the driving range.
Yeah.
Dude, those things are nice.
Well, they are, especially because the guys that work out there.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Eagle walks over there with his damn white belt. It's like, let me see, what are they playing? Well, oh, this looks pretty good. Then it's in his pocket, and the conversation continues. And, you know, he does that 8, 10, 12 times. And,
absolutely.
He'll be set for a golf tournament at the Golf Club of Texas.
Dude, those golf balls are brand new.
Yeah.
That they hit off the range.
Yeah, they get hit once.
Yeah, that's it. So, take a bag out there. I'll be set for a while. Yeah, right? See, Pledge wants some too.
Absolutely.
They're brand new Titleists. That's what they are.
You know, I saw, speaking of Golf Club of Texas, they posted their mannequin. They named it Steve.
Oh, did somebody bring it back?
It came back.
It came back.
Yep.
Wow.
Don't know any of the details other than they posted that it's back. It's got a nice-looking Golf Club of Texas shirt on.
Well, all of us do today, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
and,
not you. I do.
I did notice, though, it was not wearing a white belt.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, it's not. It's perfect. I mean, you know,
Bo,
Steve the mannequin is a man of good taste.
I'm telling you, Bo, you're missing out, buddy. He's missing out.
You know, Bo LaHue over there at the Golf Club of Texas, by the way, huge Florida Gator fan.
Yes, he is.
He's been in the golf business for a long time. And I think if he thought that they could sell a bunch of white belts, they would probably stock them. But they posted that the mannequin is back. After a dramatic disappearance, our beloved mannequin Steve has officially returned home. We're not saying he had an adventure, but if mannequins could talk, we'd love to hear the story. Huge thank you to everybody that kept an eye out, shared the info, and helped bring Steve back where he belongs.
Maybe I'll bring Steve a white belt when I show up out there for our golf tournament.
You know, the idea that, mannequins only wear items that are for sale in the shop, like that hat and that shirt, the shorts, and the not white belt.
Does he have a belt on
He
at all?
does have a belt on.
Yeah,
It's not white. I don't know. It looks kind of grayish.
So what color are the shorts?
Gray.
Okay, well.
Or gray.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Not white. Not a white belt.
That's a shame.
Not a white belt.
It really is.
But, you could look like that dude Saturday at TPC San Antonio for the Valero Texas Open because we got a pair of tickets to Saturday's round.
Nice.
Right now.
Wow.
Caller 11, those tickets are yours. Again, these are for Saturday. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 11, those tickets are yours.
You know what's good about that? If you're going to go out there on Saturday, you stick around because Larson Segerdahl, who runs that thing, told us they're going to have big screens on. So as soon as the last putt drops, you got basketball, and you stick around out there and watch the action.
Yeah, a watch party. They're Final Four, and they're spelling it F-O-R-E.
Yes.
Little watch party.
So that'd be fun.
Yeah. But if you can't go Saturday, don't call.
Yeah, you got to go Saturday.
These aren't good any day. They're good Saturday.
Which, honestly, look, I mean, Sunday's Sunday because it's the final round, but Saturday's a pretty good day to go.
It's a great day to go.
It really is.
So the NFL owners' meetings are going on. Still no word on the tush push, whether that's passed or not, banning it. Looks like Stephen Jones, according to some reports, is going to vote for the ban. Nick Sirianni is trying to campaign to keep the play. And he talked about, I know I should have 4 votes because all the offensive coordinators that are now head coaches are head coaches partly because of that play, so they better support it.
I'm afraid for Sirianni this thing's not going to pass, and I think they're going to ban it. And I don't know why. I would just soon stick it in there and keep it there because, look, just because Philadelphia does it better than anybody else doesn't mean you ban the thing. And I'm so honestly sick and tired. Well, it's too dangerous. I've never seen anybody get hurt during the tush push. Have you?
Well, there's the potential of somebody getting hurt.
Well, isn't that on every play?
Well, kind of. I don't know. I mean, people want to call it a rugby play. I don't know.
Well, it kind of is.
I mean, it kind of is. The only thing different between that quarterback sneak and what they do is you're allowed to push from behind.
Sure.
Now, if you make the argument that it's just another rule to help the offense because defensive players can't do that, you know, you can't say, all right, man, I think he's going left and stack that line and have guys pushing from behind, and you can't do that on field goals. You can't leap on field goals. So taking those concepts and applying it to the tush push, you could say, well, yeah, it shouldn't be allowed because you can't do that on the defensive side. You can't drag a player forward, but you can push them forward.
I would love to, and if Stephen Jones is going to vote against the tush push, we're going to be able to ask him that question. I want to know why. And does he have some facts to back up the why it's not safe? I get it. I mean, Jason Kelce used to say he was in the bottom of a mound of humanity.
Hated it.
After the end of that thing, and you got to wait and just get squashed until the guys get off of you. But look, I think I hope they keep it. I don't think they're going to, but I would vote to keep that thing.
Well, it's one of those. Why are we really talking about this, right? Because one team does something extremely well. Other teams have tried it. It hasn't worked. We all wondered after Kelce retired, would the Eagles still be able to run that successfully with a different center? They showed that they could.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is a massive human being. He can't run this play.
Well, they didn't do it right.
Well, they didn't do it right.
I mean, if you notice Philadelphia, they put a big guy back there, whether it's a tight end or an offensive lineman, and they push Hurts from behind. When you saw Josh Allen try to do it, it was skinny little running back.
Mm-hmm. Which makes no sense.
It makes no sense at all.
I mean, there's nothing overly creative about the play.
No.
There's nothing sexy about the play.
Everybody knows what's coming, too.
And you can't stop it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I hope they keep it. I'm not holding out too much hope on that because it sounds like there's a lot of folks there that are going to vote against it. But, hey, it's a good play, and Philly does it well. And if, teams ought to work on it, do it just as well as they do.
Bizarre.
Kind of is.
Aaron Rodgers still hasn't made a decision. Ryan Nagel loves talking about Aaron Rodgers. Waiting on pins and needles for Aaron Rodgers to make a decision.
I made a decision. Aaron Rodgers.
I think he's a bum.
Yes.
Mike Tomlin, who was sweating profusely during his interview session today. Pledge, I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
Said he was sweating worse than us.
I know it.
And the air conditioner at the luxury Palm Springs resort they're at, or where they at? Not Palm Springs.
It is West Palm, I think. Yeah.
Palm Beach.
Yeah.
Palm Springs in the desert in California.
That's it.
Where you should be sweating while wearing a suit. Although he wasn't even wearing a suit. I don't know. Maybe he was sweating thinking about the idea of having actually worked with Aaron Rodgers. But he gave all the right answers and says Aaron can take all the time he needs.
He's a free agent. As you guys know, he came to visit last Friday. We had a really productive day. He's been in this thing a long time. I've been in this thing a long time. But it's no substitute for, intimacy and spending time together and getting to know one another in a non-competitive environment. And so that was really good. But I don't have any new updates in terms of where the process is. We'll see where it leads us.
Well, I tell you, I'm honestly surprised that Mike Tomlin is letting the circus continue the way that it is. So much respect for this guy, and he's one of those no-nonsense kind of guys. And I can't imagine, or maybe they are, is Pittsburgh that desperate at this point in time that they have to have an Aaron Rodgers type to come in there? There's been talk about a Kirk Cousins. If for some reason Rodgers doesn't work out, the Steelers try to work a trade with the Atlanta Falcons.
Now, I kind of feel like maybe Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to go to Pittsburgh.
I think that's a legit concern.
If he wanted to, he could have already signed that deal. He was apparently working out this weekend with DK Metcalf out in California. Now, they both are – he lives out there. Aaron does. DK was out there. They went and threw the ball. That's normally not that big of a deal. That happens all the time. All these guys are friends. They know each other. Quarterbacks need receivers to throw to, and receivers need NFL guys that can throw to them. So that's not unusual, except for you've got Aaron Rodgers, who may be the quarterback for DK Metcalf. So are they getting a jump start on working together? Who knows? But then you also had Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell say Friday, that the talks with Aaron Rodgers were real dialogue, and that does not mean that they have any doubt about J.J. McCarthy. I think his exact words are two things can be true at the same time. He's a 4-time MVP, and he's still really good at what he does. So if you've got an opportunity to add that, doesn't mean we don't like the other guy. It just means there's an opportunity to let's explore it. And it doesn't sound like that is completely dead.
Well, it all depends. Well, what are you going to tell Aaron Rodgers and J.J. McCarthy? You got to compete for the job, or is Aaron going to be the guy? And then what does that say to your young quarterback who didn't get a chance to play last year at all and now won't get to play this year either? I mean, at some point in time, you drafted this guy. You had high hopes for him. You let him play. And in Aaron Rodgers, there's so much of a gamble of bringing that bum into your locker room, honestly. And I just don't get Minnesota. If I'm Minnesota, I'm moving on as fast as I can from Aaron Rodgers.
All right, so if you're Aaron Rodgers, is it money? Like, if you look at the deal Russell Wilson signed with New York, there's no way Aaron Rodgers takes a deal like that. None. Is it money, or is he waiting? Is he, I really don't want to go to Pittsburgh. Let's see if things blow up with the Brock Purdy negotiations in San Francisco. Maybe I can go there, because that was always his dream, right?
Yeah, it was.
So maybe that is a possibility. But if he says, I don't know if I want to play yet, dude. Then you're retired. Go away. Although he did that a couple of years ago, he went to the darkness retreat to determine whether or not he wanted to continue playing.
And he ends up with the Jets, and that darkness retreat didn't work very well. The karma was bad. 4 plays in?
Yeah.
Achilles gone.
Boom.
I'm really surprised that Mike Tomlin is, and I almost get the feeling that maybe Tomlin has some pushback from some of the higher ups. Yeah, we're going to wait on Rodgers. Rodgers would be good here, because I don't see Mike Tomlin putting up with the nonsense that he's putting up with right now. I just don't, and we'll see what happens.
I look at, there's so many different ways you can go about, because I think the offer is there from Pittsburgh because they don't really have another option. He can tell me, I'm comfortable with Mason Rudolph, and we all know he's lying through his teeth. Without making a trade, is Aaron Rodgers the best for the short term for the Pittsburgh Steelers? And I think he is. I think he'd be a great fit there. You look at a defensive-minded coach and team that has a couple of great wide receivers now. Offensive line is good. Defense is good. But you're also you're in the AFC in one of the toughest divisions in football. And maybe that's why there's hesitation from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers wants to go out with glory. He wants to go out, like John Elway. And I think he makes Pittsburgh better, and maybe they win a playoff game, which they haven't done in forever. But at the same time, do you look, even with Aaron Rodgers, is Pittsburgh going to go win a Super Bowl coming out of the AFC? And I just don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening either. But then again, I don't really look at the Minnesota Vikings as a team that is going to contend either. You talk about a tough division. They're in a hell of a tough division with Detroit. I think Chicago is going to be much better. And so, and you got Green Bay. So, I don't know, for Aaron Rodgers, it doesn't sound like either one is ideal as far as trying to win a Super Bowl or a long playoff run. But it seems to me he's got his heart set on Minnesota. For whatever reason, he wants to go there. And, boy, I tell you, I just don't see Minnesota doing that, honestly, just because of their quarterback situation. And I can't imagine it. I mean, McCarthy's going to have to do what he's got to do.
Well,
but you missed out on playing last year, and then you bring in this bum, and then you got to sit behind him.
I mean, again, if you're Minnesota and you think you've got a team, and there's a little bit of doubt, they're both a gamble. But what is a lesser risk gamble? McCarthy, who you think can do this, or Aaron Rodgers, who's proven over his career that he can play at a high level, and last year he did play at a high level towards the end of the season, although the Jets were awful, behind an awful offensive line. But Aaron Rodgers himself, I don't like the guy, but credit where it's due, he played good football last year. He played high-level quarterback last year.
And he comes in this year, and he's going to be older. So it's a crapshoot all the way around. And for this guy to be in this situation where he is holding everybody hostage, so to speak, which baffles me, to be honest with you, I just don't think he's got the tools to be able to do what he's doing. And obviously, Pittsburgh, at least, is allowing it.
And they're allowing it partly because they've let it happen. They've let all the other quarterbacks that they could have had sign somewhere else.
Yep.
Maybe they thought they would end up with Russell Wilson back. Maybe they didn't want Justin Fields back. But
No,
you know what I mean? The idea, but even then, the Russell Wilson contract isn't great. I can't see Aaron Rodgers signing a deal like that.
Well, I mean, I don't know what he can command, quite frankly. I mean, if you're a GM of Pittsburgh or even Minnesota, I mean, how much you're talking about? A guy's going to be 42 years old. I don't know how much money you pay that guy. I wouldn't want to pay him a lot of money. I just don't think he's worth it anymore. Guy was a great player, obviously, Hall of Famer, but I just don't think he's that guy anymore.
Nope. Other news out of the owners' meetings that we know of for sure. A change to the Thursday night flex scheduling window. It's now 21 days instead of 28. So a Sunday game could be flexed to a Thursday night game with just 3 weeks' notice, which sucks for fans that make plans to go to a Sunday game, especially if they're traveling. So obviously in San Antonio, anybody listening right now on the radio that lives here, you plan on going to a game that's on a Sunday, your hotels, if you book flights, that game with 3 weeks' notice could end up on a Thursday.
Interesting, isn't it? And, again, fans that are going to the game, yeah, it screws them, but it's TV, and that's where the money is. So you want to make Amazon happy, so they keep writing those checks.
Yeah. Now, in 2023, the first time that this could happen, there were no games flexed. Last year, only one game was flexed. The Cleveland-Cincinnati was flexed out in favor of a game between Denver and the Chargers.
Interesting. I thought Amazon had a pretty decent schedule this year.
Well, I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
Give them good games.
Yeah.
Or what you hope and expect to be good games, and you're probably not going to have to deal with the flex.
Yep, exactly. But I thought it was a good schedule on Thursday night this year.
Yep.
Certainly a hell of a lot better than it was the first year.
Yeah. Good. I say good. There are a lot of Cowboys news coming out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk some Cowboys coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, I wonder if Micah Parsons is still trying to negotiate that Connecticut quality water softener into his contract, because I think that might be the only thing that's missing. And if it's not, Micah, you need to make sure that it's in there. It is the best water softener in the business. There's no doubt about that. It is a game changer for me. I love mine. Been in the house, the shower feels good. You put on your clothes, they smell and feel great. Your dishes come out of the dishwasher, just sparkling clean. And with that Connecticut quality water softener, you're not damaging the pipes, you're not damaging your appliances. All of that is a necessity here in San Antonio and South Texas. Again, Connecticut is the best in the business. They've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. All their products are made right here in America. And what I love about this thing is you don't plug it in. It doesn't run on electricity. It runs on that kinetic energy. But it does provide soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And for a limited time, they're sweetening the pot. You're going to get a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they will install, by the way, right there at your kitchen sink. Going to give you $400 for your old water softener. And how about some free money? 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. You don't want to wait. This offer is not going to last long. So call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. The number to call is 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can reach them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. At UMGC, you'll find everything you need. More than 135 degree and certificate programs, online and hybrid courses, dedicated success coaches, and more from a top military and veteran trusted university for over 75 years. Classes start soon. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
The Valero Texas Open is a can't-miss event. Here's your chance to enjoy food, drinks, and the world's best PGA Tour pros as they tee it up at TPC San Antonio. You won't want to miss the next defining, unexpected, and winning moments at the Valero Texas Open. Proceeds help us continue a long-standing tradition of giving back to our community. Buy tickets on ValeroTexasOpen.com and join us April 3rd through the 6th.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyer4us.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyer4us.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B. Jason Minix here. Let's talk about health as we age. It may feel like you're lacking energy or strength, always moody, your libido isn't what it used to be. Any of these could be caused by low testosterone. Go get tested at Synergenics Testosterone Weight Loss. Their patient-first VIP experience is fast and easy. I recommend Synergenics because their personalized therapy goes beyond standard treatments. They've been the go-to experts in TRT for over a decade. They also have affordable GLP-1 weight loss options. Get started at SynergenicsHealth.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Florida, Duke, Auburn, and Houston, all number one seeds, have earned their spots in the Final Four this weekend right here in San Antonio. Last time all number one seeds made it to the Final Four, 2008, also right here in San Antonio. Well, thank goodness there are only 8 games remaining in the San Antonio Spurs season. Next up for the Silver and Black, the Orlando Magic inside the Frost Bank Center tomorrow night.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on at YouTube. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Glad to have you along here on a Monday. Final Four week.
It's gonna be a fun week, and then an even better weekend here in San Antonio.
Just got a text from my buddy John Robbins.
Yeah.
Sends me a picture of the Barkley blimp. And he says, way too excited to see the Barkley blimp when I stepped out of the office. And I've noticed on YouTube a lot of people have commented about seeing the blimps flying over San Antonio.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
I thought we saw, yeah. So the Barkleys.
Yeah, look. I don't know that I need to see Barkley shaped that way.
Oh, that's a Charles Barkley?
Yes.
Oh.
What did you think it was?
Well, that financial thing, and Barclays, in like the Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
No, this is old Chuck advertising Capital One.
Oh, okay.
On a blimp.
Right. Okay. Well, it's appropriate for Chuck. He's going to come in here and have some churros.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Good Lord.
Some churros. And get ready, ladies. Because, you know, there'll be a joke or two about the women of San Antonio.
Yeah. Yeah. You doing all right?
I'm doing okay.
All right.
It's hot as hell in here, but other than that, I'm doing okay.
Update, AC is still broken.
Yeah, it is.
We're going through water left and right.
Yeah, a lot, yeah.
I mean, Reinagel, all right, he was late to work today because he couldn't make it all the way to the office without having to stop and pee. It's a 20-minute drive.
Well, I've been drinking water since the moment I woke up this morning. and because I needed it. And so I've been guzzling water all day.
Well, I mean, it was a great weekend at Circa Las Vegas.
It was.
It's understandable. Although on Twitter, Pledge just sent us a video of a fan. Is this a Milwaukee Brewers fan? He's just standing outside. Yeah, he's wearing a Brewers jersey. Oh, I didn't need to see that. The video actually pulls around to the front. He couldn't make it to the restroom either. And we're going to have to start calling that a Reinhagel.
No, I've never done that.
Yeah, you almost did today.
I almost did today, but I would have gone back behind a dumpster or something. This dude's standing right out in the middle of the stadium concourse and just going to town. Now, as soon as he's done, he's going to get arrested.
I mean, the crazy thing is people are just walking by not saying anything.
Well, there's a security guard over there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the beer guy came walking up. He's like, hey, you need another one?
Well, you're empty now. Let's fill her up.
Exactly.
So the security guy just waits till he's done?
Dude, that guy.
That's a bet move.
Well, yes.
I'll wait
I'm
till
not touching that.
Go
dude.
ahead and finish peeing before I approach you.
You might even want to have him go wash his hands because this guy's drunk as hell. And he
I'm going to retweet this if anybody wants to go see the video.
Wow.
At Jason Minix. Joe is at Joe Reinagel 210.
So, who is that big cat? Is that John Robbins?
No,
That's
dude,
not Robbins.
Dude from Barstool.
Okay.
And
right.
he his tweet with this video says, "And I'm an animal for peeing in the sink."
I tell you what. Yeah, this guy, he just there's a story there. So when he got, out of jail this morning or whenever that was and figured it out, I'd like to hear his story.
I don't know that I want to hear his story.
I do. It's like, dude, I was drunk, had to pee, couldn't wait.
Maybe he thought he was already there.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe he thought he was already there. I mean, to whip it out and start peeing right in the middle of the concourse, everybody's still walking by. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'd want to know what's the punishment for that? Is that indecent exposure? Or is that, I don't know what that is.
Somebody get Nico the Hood on the line. You're a cop. I mean, I would think indecent exposure. I mean, what the hell did Ozzy get busted for peeing on the Alamo? I mean, there was all kinds of stuff.
There was. God, this dude here, man. And, I mean, this guy had to pee.
Well, I mean there's those 24-ounce beers probably at a game.
This is, he's peeing a lake.
There's a lot there.
Yes.
There's a lot there.
Yeah, okay. Well, I've had enough of watching some dude pee.
It almost looks like he was trying to write his name. Maybe is he trying to sell out Brewers?
He might have been. Or send bail. I need money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen that before.
I never want to see that again.
No, I really don't either. But I'm glad they're having fun at Brewers games. They're not winning, but at least they're having fun.
Did you see the at the golf tournament over the weekend? There was a turtle on the course, and the caddy picks up the turtle, and it started peeing.
Yeah, that's what turtles do.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the stream on that turtle, my goodness, I didn't know they could hold that much water.
Hey, well, they live in it, don't they? They're probably drinking more than I have today.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that that's possible.
Dude, I'm telling you. How big is this cup? Like a 48-ouncer? I don't know what it is.
I don't know. So Ozzy was arrested for public intoxication and urinating on the Alamo.
Okay.
Right? So do you consider a stadium a sacred place?
Not a sacred place, no. But it's got to be, did you say indecent exposure?
It didn't. But, I mean.
Although I saw that guy, I didn't see anything else. I don't know what he was holding.
I mean, you know, if he had a good attorney, you could argue that there was no exposure.
There was none there. In fact.
It's kind of cold in Milwaukee.
Stole those tweezers. Jeez. Was that Justin Timberlake?
Oh, stop.
Jeez. Yeah, that guy.
Stop watching the video over there.
I'm not. I do not have it up anymore. Neither does he. That guy, man. Yeah, that's a new level of drunk. When you're whipping it out in the middle of the concourse.
Everything is on video. I mean, we have learned this. Whether you're peeing at the baseball game in the concourse, somebody's going to whip out their cell phone. You go into a business and steal a mannequin from the golf club of Texas and the hat and the shirt and the shorts and the non-white belt. You're going to put it on social media, and they're going to find you. You see all these restaurants posting video of the people that are doing the old dine and dash, right? Everything you do is on video. You break into some dude's house, there's going to be video. You break into some dude's house who's a millionaire that played in the NFL, you know there's going to be video. But that's exactly what happened over the weekend to Richard Sherman. And he's released video and talked about just how scary it was with these dudes, and you watch the video, and holy crap, you don't ever want to do this.
Oh, my gosh, no. And his wife was there.
His wife was there. His kids were there. And one of the comments was, dude, what about your guns? And he was like, guns flying from my bullet are theirs. My kids and wife are in the house. That ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
But those videos are scary. But there's multiple angles from inside and outside the house. Would you think about it? Most houses these days have some sort of security system with video.
They do. Well, yeah, and I mean, and these guys aren't like covering their face. They got hoodies on, but they're not covering their face. They had to know whose house they were breaking into, didn't they? Because just reading it doesn't look like Richard Sherman was there.
I can't tell if it doesn't sound like it. It said my wife handled masterfully,
yes,
kept my kids safe, but he does have the one response of, bullets flying. My kids are in the house for my gun or theirs. So I'm not sure if he was there or not, to be honest.
Well, I wonder if Richard Sherman did pretty well in the NFL. I wonder if his house has one of those panic rooms, that you can go into. You know what I mean? And so you just let them, I guess, take whatever they want, but at least you're safe.
His exact quote: "Guns help, but bullets flying for me or them in a house with my kids is not where I'm trying to be." So originally it does feel like he wasn't home, but that response makes you wonder if he was. Either way, that's scary.
That's scary because there were two big guys. I mean, those dudes were pretty big that broke into his house.
And, because he said, house being robbed at gunpoint with my family in it isn't what anyone wants for a birthday gift. Scary situation that my wife handled masterfully and kept my kids safe. If anyone has any info that can help find these people, reach out. Then he says, here's another video. If anyone recognizes them or has info, reach out.
Yeah.
So maybe whatever his wife did and whatever he did, who knows? You hide the kids. It's a big-ass house. You hide the kids and let me go find my guns. I don't know. It's scary, though.
Yep, it is.
It's scary. So just how close was Dak Prescott to not being a Dallas Cowboy?
Not close enough.
Yeah, well, his agent has some interesting things.
Here we go.
Damn.
But it might give you some insight on how long it might take to get a deal for Micah Parsons done. We'll get into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Final Four is set. Games this weekend in the Alamo Dome. We got 4-1 seeds coming. Baseball season in full swing now as well. Torpedo, bats, and all. So you want to have more excitement watching these games? Make sure you download the Underdog app, one of the leading sports apps out there that you can play in Texas, where you could also win up to 1,000 times your money. You can do that with Underdog, and all you have to do is choose whether a player is going to go higher or lower on some of their stats. So keep the torpedo bat in mind as you're looking at, say, home run totals, hits, that sort of thing. You can play for as little as $1. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now using the promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code STAR. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon your first deposit. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle. It looks like the tush push is gone. The owners have gathered together. We'll talk NFL and new rules.
And the Final Four festivities kick off here in San Antonio. That and the golf. So much going on in our city. We'll talk about it all. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business, and that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protected by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Taxes was taxing. Now taxes is relaxing when you file for free.
I can file for free? TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. I can file for free.
Now this is taxes. File for free with TurboTax Free Edition and get your maximum refund. No schedules except for Earned Income Tax Credit, Child Tax Credit, and Student Loan Interest. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to vaxassist.com and schedule today. That's vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It is the Blitz, 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate that. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Comment there. Don't want to know why Justin Guerrero had an indecent exposure charge dismissed at one point?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe the same reason that guy in Milwaukee might get arrested.
Good lawyer. Get stuff
it.
like that.
Yeah.
It's like having a good agent.
I was thinking something else, but that's all right.
It's like having a good agent. All this talk about Micah and Stephen Jones, his comments yesterday that, the Cowboys don't really give a damn that everybody says that they wait, and they do it wrong. They're comfortable doing business the way they do their business. But what is it like actually trying to do business with the Cowboys? Now, every time I've talked to an agent and asked that question, you don't really get, I don't want to say, a real answer, because they still have to do business with the Joneses. So nobody comes out and says, it's awful, man. I don't want to send my guys there, because, that's just not the way it works. But Todd France was doing a podcast, an interview. He's somewhere. Where's he at, Pledge?
I believe the Athletes First podcast.
All right. Now, this will make some of your heads explode, Joe. But it does give you a little insight into what it's like working with Steven and Jerry on a new deal.
Ultimately, he was thinking about football. Like, I remember we went and sat down with him maybe right at the start of training camp or right before training camp, and really just gave him an overview of everything. I remember the other two quarterbacks weren't quite done, so I was basically telling him, here's where the negotiations are with Tua and Jordan, and we think they're going to finish around here. And this is, how the market has changed since your last contract. And he was just really thinking about football.
He gave us the green. You do what you need to do. Like, I'm focused on football. Yeah. Especially when they started very late coming back at us. They could have done it all off season. Yep. And when Dak's getting ready for camp and getting into camp, the switch flips. Like, he does not want to be involved in or having conversations about the contract. Yep. Now, we can talk about it, and he didn't even want to be updated unless there was something worthy to be talked about. Yep. Now, I still did, and he still heard it, but they were shorter conversations. They weren't near as in-depth as they were the first go-around, because he was in training camp. Yeah. And that's where he wanted to be, and that's where his mindset was. And he was willing to bet on himself. He's like, that's fine. They don't want to do a contract. I'll be a free agent. Yep. And of course the Cowboys, were banking on the star on the helmet, and that no matter what, he's going to come back. And it wasn't going to work out that way had the deal not worked out. I really believe it.
Wow. That does give you some good insight, because Jerry feels that way. They got a star on a helmet. You want to be here. And Dak apparently, no, if we can't get a deal done, I'll go test free agency.
So they get the deal done. Now, one of the things, knowing Dak Prescott, you just heard it from Todd France's agent. You and I have been around Dak, but every fan knows that Dak really is all about the football.
Sure.
The business side is there.
Yep.
There is never a threat that Dak Prescott would have held out of training camp. He could have, but he wasn't. And he gets there, and it's his second, third rodeo at this, right? Especially if you count all the franchise tags. And mindset is, they don't want to give me a deal, then I'll go somewhere else. And he probably would have made more money somewhere else playing out the year, even with the injury that he suffered. We've seen guys like, Kirk Cousins blow an Achilles and still sign a big deal. So there would have been teams that were after him, and he knows that. With Micah, there is the threat of a holdout. And you wonder if that changes things for the Cowboys' approach to Micah Parsons, although I doubt it, because we went through this with CeeDee Lamb. But maybe they learned something. But I say that, Todd, it took him a long time to come back to us.
Yeah. And that in itself, and I tell you what, that is just awesome to listen to and get a little insight, behind the curtain, if you will. Took him a long time to get back. I wonder if Micah's experiencing the same thing, and his agent. They do things different. I give them that, whether you like it or not. The Cowboys are in their own world, and they do things much different than everybody else.
Well, and they don't care that we all think that they do it wrong.
We heard that today.
The Dak Prescott deal, they knew, and you could tell, and Todd France, it's his job as an agent, this is what I'm going to get. You're going to make more than Tua. You're going to make more than Jordan. We think these are where they're going to come in, so we're going to get more. And maybe that's part of the reason why the Joneses waited. Maybe the other teams didn't give Tua and Jordan what they did, and that would make Dak Prescott a little bit cheaper. It is interesting. There's also video of Dak today working out. Pro Sport Performance Therapy in Frisco. Preparing for a, quote, MVP-level comeback post-hamstring tear. Source, the guys are calling him Slim Reaper Dak. He's down over 30 pounds.
30 pounds.
30 pounds.
Now, I guess that can be good and bad, I suppose. Maybe with the ankle problem and the hamstring problem, it was recommended he lose some weight. That's always a possibility. But I will look, with all the criticism I give him, the guy looks good. The guy is a team player. The guy is all about football. And to be a quarterback in the NFL, at least a good one, you have to be. So I would give Dak Prescott all of that kind of stuff. We'll see what happens with this team because as it sits right now, Minix, and I know we got the draft coming up, they've added some pieces, but is it enough?
Well, and the draft is coming up. You think about what's going to make Dak Prescott better? A solid running back and another wide receiver. Stephen Jones literally said it today that, quote, I really like our room, the wide receiver room. At the same time, obviously losing Brandon Cooks in free agency, we're still open to looking at a really explosive number 2 that could upgrade us. Dude, that should be one of your priorities. Not, we're open if he falls to us.
Well, I mean, most mock drafts right now have them taking the kid out of Arizona.
Yeah, well, that ended. It's interesting. I'm afraid of this guy now. I saw a video over the weekend. Now, I don't know how recent this was because one of the comments was like, dude, that was from 2 years ago. I don't care when it was. But that McMillan kid from Arizona is on video. One, he's doing an interview. He's eating. I believe his interview was actually with Cody Stutes from Houston. But he's eating. It's like, dude, you're taking bites and giving answers. But he said he doesn't like football. He doesn't watch film.
Mm-hmm.
He watches film in the wide receiver room. But he's not a fan of the game.
That's a problem.
How do you take a guy like that in the first round?
You don't.
I mean, honestly, even second or third round. I mean, if you're – and I don't care if that video was old or if it was this weekend. I don't know when that video was actually taken. But to hear those words coming out of a player's mouth that I don't really like football and I never watch film, dude, everybody's going to make a Johnny Manziel comparison right away. That's not the kind of guy that you could take a first-round pick with.
No, I totally agree with that. I mean, look, and I know we say it, but when you play football and you look at the greats, Tom Brady's a great example. I mean, it was eat, breathe, live football. That's what you do. I mean, it's a full-time job now. And if these guys aren't into it, then, yeah, you're certainly not going to waste a first-round pick. But with that surfacing, that could really, really hurt him in the draft, which is, what, about 3 weeks away? 4 weeks maybe?
Yeah, the 24th.
Yeah, so, not a good look for him.
No. But, Stephen, wide receiver should be a priority. He also said that they're happy with the edge rushers they have, but if the right guy is there in the draft, we'll certainly entertain a pass rusher at any point. You know, Jerry loves them war daddies. But it is kind of interesting when you look at, and running back, they know it's a deep running back class, but Dak Prescott needs another wide receiver.
He does.
And they need a legit running back.
Yes.
And right now, I don't know that they have that, and they running back, and I know they don't have that number 2 wide receiver guy.
Jonathan Mingo?
No.
It's not your guy?
Mingo's not my guy.
Okay.
And maybe he can prove me wrong. Jalen Tolbert.
No.
Mingo, Tolbert, they're 3-4. Turpin, special teams, maybe 5. I know they've got, Jalen Brooks. But right now there's not that solid number 2 wide receiver that's going to make Ferguson better, make CeeDee Lamb better, more importantly, make Dak Prescott better.
Yeah, they need that. That certainly should be a priority. Whether it's a first-round pick, I'm not sure. Depends on who's there, I suppose. But that is a need. A running back is a need. I still think offensive line is a need. You got to get some depth in there and start thinking about Terrence Steele maybe being gone sooner rather than later. And some of these other guys, you got to fill in the spot that Zach Martin has vacated. So a lot there. I'm still an offensive line guy, and I still think you need some defensive linemen. Mozzie Smith ain't it, or at least he hasn't been.
No, Mozzie, he's not there yet. And maybe, I don't know. And according to a John Machota tweet, the guy saying, speaking of Mozzie and get a contract, I don't know if he's there. Yesterday, Deron Bland, Jake Ferguson talked about guys that they really want to keep around. He did add today, and I guess probably because he was asked, Tyler Smith and Brandon Aubrey are also players to add to the list that they'd like to get signed to a contract extension. And I do believe a big part of that, these aren't surprises, which is one of the reasons it baffles me that, especially like Micah, it doesn't have to take this long. The Cowboys' philosophy is draft, develop, and pay their guys versus spending big money in free agency. And it's all easy for us to always point out the misses that they have in the draft, like Mozzie Smith, Taco Charlton. But they have hit.
Luke Schoonmaker.
They have hit on a lot of these guys, and now you've got to pay them.
I just mentioned all Michigan guys. So that's the problem solved right there. Stay away from Michigan.
Say now, Jordan Lewis was a Michigan man that they should have paid, but they couldn't afford him, which is BS. Although I can't believe the contract he got.
It was a nice one. It was.
I wonder who Stephen was referring to or thinking about when he answered a question in free agency. Because we knew they were going to be cheap. We knew that when they said selectively aggressive. I think, not a stretch to say, well, I interpreted that as you're going to be cheap, and they were. Because he had a quote yesterday saying that, some guys were just a little more expensive than we thought they were going to be, which I wonder if it's a Jordan Lewis, but there were other guys that they were attached to, was rumored as interested in, like Greenlaw. And then you see the number, and we go, well, then we knew the Cowboys weren't going to do that. Jordan Lewis, way over expectation from what his projected market was. But is that also Stephen Jones admitting that they did a piss-poor job of forecasting what the free agent market was going to be for those guys?
Well, that could very well be true, or it just surprised them that maybe they did their due diligence, and it just surprised them what some of these guys got. Look, the Cowboys went out, and I will give them credit. They got some guys that were projected to be good players. They're first and second round draft picks, and maybe they just needed a change of scenery. And with all the guys that they went out and signed, if you hit on 2 or 3 of those guys, I think you can call that a success. So we'll see what happens, and only time will tell. But they didn't go out and get has-beens. They didn't go out and go get an Aaron Rodgers, for goodness sake. They went out and got guys that can actually play and are still young enough to play. So we'll see if a change of scenery in Dallas makes any difference to those guys or not.
Well, and I like getting Fowler back, I think, to me, is the biggest outside acquisition that they made. Because you think about Nealand, if he's able to be healthy, Sam Williams able to be healthy with Parsons and Fowler, I like the edge. Mozzie finally comes around. I'm not going to bank on that one.
No, I wouldn't bank.
Osa.
See, Osa's a guy we didn't.
Eberflus has a lot to work with. Well,
yeah,
I said outside guys, like Fowler. Right?
Sure.
All those other one-year guys, they used to be a first-round pick. At one point, everybody thought you were going to be great. I'm sure every time Steven talks about them, man, we loved them coming out of the draft. Yeah, but have you watched them in the NFL? Right? That's where I'm at. Yeah, now, but you're right. Change of scenery could be everything.
Could be.
Getting into the right system. Some guys, it just takes a while to figure out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can Baker Mayfield.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
an example. I mean, there are other guys like that too. Sam Darnold is another one. So we'll see what happens, and only time will tell. The Cowboys, though, they were aggressive. It was selectively, but they got some guys that, at least on paper, are talented guys. So we'll see what happens.
You know, it's a Monday.
It is.
Mellow Monday.
Oh, wow.
Trying to figure out what's for dinner tonight.
Boy, that sounds awesome.
Mellow mushroom.
That sounds fantastic.
Go over there and get a Mighty Meter, some pretzel bites and that beer cheese they have, and a cold beer.
Well, I'm going to leave the cold beer, but the other stuff.
Who are you?
I'm just saying. I gotta do at least a day.
Why?
Just make myself feel better.
Hair of the dog, dude. Hair of the dog.
I had plenty of dogs. And all their hair.
That sounded gross. That probably didn't sound as good as you thought it did coming out of your mouth.
Well, I don't know whether that was trying to make it sound good or not. It's just whew. Yeah, I'm still a little wobbly.
Little wobbly?
Little wobbly, and I'm not sure why. I guess
got to shake it off.
Lack of sleep.
Lack of sleep? You went to bed at 9:30 last night, Grandpa.
I did. Sure did. Very happy about it. Probably do the same tonight.
9:30.
9:30. Maybe
Stop.
10. Maybe I'll risk it.
Dude, I give Joe Reinagle a lot of crap for going to bed early. This weekend in Vegas, Joe wasn't the first to tap out.
Nope.
Night one, we went till 3 a.m. That's 5 a.m. San Antonio time.
We did.
Night two, how many nights were there?
4.
Night two, I don't know if I saw you at the end of the night, but I think I went till about 2.
Roughly. I think it was, I may not have made it till 2 Thursday night.
Night 3?
Late.
2:45-ish?
I want to say it was in between 2 and 3.
Somewhere in there?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think at what point did I text Jasmine. I think that was around 2:30, and we were still playing. But we were winning big.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys were winning big. I was not. But you, my kid, and my wife were winning big.
We were.
Oh, that was a hell of a run.
Hell of a run.
All I know is when the alarm went off at 7 whatever for us to leave, that hurt.
Yeah, it
hurt.
It was painful.
It was a good night.
Until the screwdriver in the limo, and then it was all right.
Listen to you now, and you're telling me it was all right.
It was fine.
Maybe you should have had some water in the limo.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
No. Still in Vegas.
Still in Vegas.
Did you have a beer on the plane?
No, I didn't. Had another screwdriver.
Okay. That's what we're rolling with. Why not?
Why not?
If you want to go to Mellow Mushroom on this Mellow Monday, every Monday on both the Morning Huddle and the Blitz, we give away a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. If you would like that gift card to Mellow Mushroom, I'm going to be easy on you today.
Wow.
Just be caller number 12. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, caller 12, $50 gift card to the Mellow Mushroom will be yours. You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle. It looks like the tush-push is gone. The owners have gathered together. We'll talk NFL and new rules.
And the Final Four festivities kick off here in San Antonio. That and the golf. So much going on in our city. We'll talk about it all. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Easy Cater is the smarter, simpler way to order food for your workplace. With easy online ordering, search filters for budget, dietary needs, and more. Save your favorite restaurants and favorite orders for easy reordering. Save time with group ordering. You send a link, your team orders what they want. Plus, EasyCater makes expense reporting a snap with all your receipts in one place. EasyCater, more than just a way to order catering for work, it's your business tool for food. Order now at easycater.com.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
This is the sale you've been waiting for. The Macy's Spring VIP sale is here. Exclusive savings on the season's most loved brands with an extra 30% off Avec Les Filles, Karl Lagerfeld, DKNY, and more. Plus, get 15% off beauty essentials from MAC, Armani Beauty, and too many others to mention. So get to the Macy's Spring VIP sale now and shop brands you love at prices you'll love even more. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Testing.
We're live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the Mac, one of the all-time greats. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
The Valero Texas Open is a can't-miss event. Here's your chance to enjoy food, drinks, and the world's best PGA Tour pros as they tee it up at TPC San Antonio. You won't want to miss the next defining, unexpected, and winning moments at the Valero Texas Open. Proceeds help us continue a long-standing tradition of giving back to our community. Buy tickets on ValeroTexasOpen.com and join us April 3rd through the 6th.
Does this sound like your marriage? Wake up and realize that there's a better life waiting. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. At Barton & Associates, we specialize in navigating the complexities of divorce law, protecting your best interests, and ensuring you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but here's the thing. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control of the process and secure your future. If you're serious about protecting yourself and securing your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team you need. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. If you're tired of this, then start your better life today with Barton & Associates. Visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Final Four is set. 4-1 seeds coming to San Antonio. Downtown is going to be a blast. That's where everything is happening. The Blitz on Friday will be live on the Riverwalk at the Flight by Yingling Hoop headquarters at the Agave Bar and Serape Room there on the Riverwalk. So if you're going down for the Friday festivities or the game Saturday, perfect stop to kick things off with our friends with Flight by Yingling. The flight team will be there all weekend long through Monday. So your pregame beers, they're going to be offering those.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So great food, pregame beers, and then head to whichever of the events you're going to. Music Fest, the games, Fan Fest, you name it. Start it at the Flight Hoop headquarters.
Looking forward to being down there. That'll be fun Friday.
Yep.
That'll be a lot of fun down there with our friends from Flight. I love those guys.
Oh, they're great.
It's the old beer Santa.
Absolutely.
He's the man.
You know, we're almost sold out of our golf tournament. Get signed up, sasportstar.com. There's good stuff there.
Flight will be there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Presented by Flight by Yingling. Didn't get an update today, but we're down to 3 teams and 1 single, or at least we were hours ago.
Right before the show started, yeah.
So if you've been on the fence, you better hurry up and make a decision, and we'll make the decision for you. FOMO. Now, you don't want to miss out, because I've seen too many messages from people saying something similar about our weekend at Circa Las Vegas.
Yep.
And the number of you that actually asked for, hey, can you send me that photo of Sydney? Just to give you an idea, our golf tournament has a lot of scenery like that.
Yes, it does.
So go rent some clubs if you're not a golfer, just to be able to drive around and visit with those that are like Sydney.
Well, and there's
it's a great time.
They're everywhere.
Yes.
By the way.
Yes.
So they're all over the place. But yes, it's worth it. The scenery's worth it. The drinks are worth it. The food, everything that's out there. Come play with us.
Absolutely. sasportstar.com. $100 for a and then $100 if you with the foursomes, a $400 total. $120 for that last single. And I believe once that last single gets bought, then we won't offer a single option. 3 teams at the beginning of the show. sasportstar.com. Get signed up. It benefits the Pan American Golf Association. So I just saw something on Twitter that I think should become a national trend. You have this ready, Pledge? Coastal Carolina. You know, the team that UTSA beat in their bowl game this year?
Yep.
On that weird-looking teal field. They announced today that concession items are going to be free next year.
What's up, boss?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's the damage?
Free.
Free. Well, what about for this?
Free as well.
Free.
All of it free. You want some nachos?
Yeah.
Free too.
All free.
All free.
Free. Can I get 50 of these?
Yeah.
Free.
Free.
What about a drink?
All of it free.
Free.
Have 2 drinks.
Drinks? Whew.
And
all
a hot
free?
dog. Yeah.
Hot dogs free too?
All free. There you go.
Free.
Free.
Sweet.
That's right, Till Nation. This fall in Brooks Stadium, every fan, every game, always free. Free concessions, popcorn, nachos, hot dog, fountain drinks, and water for every fan this fall. Come out to Brooks Stadium, get your tickets now, and cheer on the Shots. Go Shots.
I wish they had free shots.
Free shots.
Now, hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, fountain drinks, water, all free. No limit on the number of in-game visits, but you can only get 4 items per concession visit. I don't know how they're doing that.
I don't know how they do it either. Can you imagine? I mean,
but what a way to get people to come to the game, especially students.
Yeah, but somebody's got to be paying for that.
Maybe they got their own NIL deal.
You think?
I don't know. I mean, they've got an on-campus stadium. See, I don't know that, like, say, UTSA could do this in the Alamo Dome. And honestly, and I have no idea how much money UTSA gets from Alamo Dome concessions. But you've got an on-campus stadium. You want to get people there? Free concessions? Well, I mean, and again, hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, fountain drinks, water. That's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome. I don't know how they're doing it, but I think that's a hell of a deal. I mean, honestly, and Dude, it just baffles me. It's great. And you tweeted back, you wish that would become a trend everywhere. That would be nice.
I just got a tweet from Eric Davison who said TCU had half-price beer and food before their kickoffs a few years back. I don't recall that, but half price before kickoff, get to the game early.
It's a good deal.
It's a good deal. I mean, and you think about it, now you realize concession prices are always going to be high.
Sure.
Right?
Right.
But $9, $12, $16, $18 for a beer, we all get it. But, you're going to pay a captive audience. So even half price is still overpriced when you compare to, say, what you're getting at a bar or anything like that. But you're at an event, things are going to be expensive. Popcorn's the one that always kills me because that's cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, nachos and cheese we know isn't.
Hot dogs.
Bottled water.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, that's a university that I really don't know a lot about. I mean, we've seen the field, and we know they were getting good. We know UTSA played them in a bowl game. But they had a meeting and said, what can we do to get more people to come to the game? When somebody said free concessions, and somebody there that, as a decision maker, had the balls to say,
oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
And now they've got free concessions.
Absolutely. Good for
now,
them.
I just hope, because it's this time of year, that's not early on April Fool's jokes. Because this feels like an April Fool's joke, but that's tomorrow. Like, if I saw this tweet tomorrow and they announced it tomorrow, I'd say, yeah, that's BS.
No, there's no way this is an April Fool's joke. That's got to be real. And I bet we could, because, they went through too much time and hassle and to do all that stuff.
All games, all fans feast for free, and here's a link to buy season tickets. And if they roll in tomorrow and say, just kidding, they've already sold how many tickets?
Yeah, but they have a lot of cancellations. I wonder, did they raise the price of season tickets to help pay for some of that? It's going to be interesting to see, but I think it's a great idea. This is in South Carolina, is where coastal Carolina is, near Myrtle Beach, which I've never been to, but I hear is just a gorgeous place, especially Pledge. A lot of golf courses there. So be a nice place to go to school.
Nowhere in their press release does it say how they're doing this, or that thanks to a generous donation from somebody, Chance Miller, their vice president of intercollegiate athletics and university recreation, announced on Monday, quote, our fans are the heartbeat of Teal Nation. We're always looking for ways to elevate their game day experience. Well, the CCU kickoff meal deal, we're excited to offer free concessions this fall as a way to say thank you for the energy, passion, and support they bring to Brooks Stadium every game.
Wow. They got to have some rich dude that's paying for this.
Well, it also says ticket purchasing patrons visiting concession stands. How do they know if somebody bought the ticket or not? So if you get a free ticket, you got to buy your hot dog?
Well, no, if you have a ticket.
Well, I'm just saying.
They don't know if you bought it or not.
The fact that they put in here ticket purchasing patrons.
They don't know if you bought it. Right? I mean, you get a free ticket. It's still a ticket.
Well, I'm just saying. I just wonder. I don't know. It's a hell of a deal. I like that. That should be a national trend.
I totally agree with that. It's not going to be, but I totally agree with that.
I look at, like, I don't know if UTSA could do this because they play in the Alamo Dome. It's not on campus. But what if can UIW do this? Can Trinity do this?
Sure they can.
Would they?
I don't know. You got to have somebody paying. Look, that's not, you can go up as many times as you want.
I mean, you know what your cost is on these items. You know what your profit is on these items. But if you sell X number more tickets, are you still ahead of the game? That's what I'm curious. I wonder if they went through and tried to figure out, how do we get more butts in seats, right? Somebody's not going to want a hot dog, but they might buy a hamburger. They might buy fountain drinks. You're paying for a cup. You put a sponsor on that cup, and that's paid for.
Yeah.
Right?
You can do that.
There's got to be a way. Somebody went through a P&L statement and said, you know what? we're not going to take as big of a bath on this as everybody's thinking.
Oscar Mayer can donate the wieners.
Yes.
Rainbow or Buttercrust can do the buns.
I mean,
you can get a sponsor for everything, right?
I mean, they could.
Orville Redenbacher with the popcorn.
Yes. Yeah. Pledge, you actually doing a show today?
Whoa.
It's about damn time.
You remember how, Pledge?
It's hot as hell in here. We're done. We're back tomorrow at 2.
This is 94.1 San Antonio.